We're live. Welcome to Adam Does Movies. I never know how to transition from that intro title to this, but it's okay. We're doing it live as always. Have an exciting show for you today, but if you haven't watched already, I put out a top 5 video earlier on Hollywood remakes and how they keep getting these modern films wrong. Every time they make one of these Crows or it's like every week one comes out. Cheaper by the Dozen had a remake a couple years ago. Disney remakes all of its animated films, and they all just come out soulless. So anyway, I did like a 18-minute video about the top 5 reasons they keep getting it wrong with these modern remakes, reboots, sequels, sidequels, everything under the sun. Today's topic, though, is going to be a doozy. There's a lot of films out there. Some of them I think are praised a little too high. So today I have kind of brought in this panel of all-stars that each have selected 3 films that they believe are criminally overrated. I got 5 of them myself, but we're gonna start with 3. We'll see how this plays out. I want to bring in the panel. We have Tom Chattelbash.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on, Adam.
Tom, it's been a while. It's good to see you again.
It's been a minute, man.
You look well. You look rested.
Nice. I wish I could say the same for you, man.
Yeah, of course. And then we got Tony, everybody's favorite, Tony from Hack the Movies.
Hi, Adam. I loved your remake video. I don't know why you said wokeness was the problem 5 times, but I agreed with every second of it.
Never said that once. Thanks, Tony. Always great having you troll my channel. Why do I invite you on? And then there's Cecil from the Horror Show channel. Cecil, good to have you back so soon.
Yeah, I mean, long time, Adam. I'm glad to be back. I mean, I wish I had something better to do, but here I am. Thanks for having me.
There's kind of a trend going around with these intros. I feel like I'm the bad guy of my own.
There's a lot of negativity. I'm loving it.
Yeah. You know,
I praised you for your video. I don't understand.
I had no intention of praising him whatsoever.
I was just gonna say hi, and then there was material. I'm like, uh-oh.
Yeah. No. So it was great having all of you on. This was fun. Okay. I would like to point out there was supposed to be 2 more. My buddy Bless last second ditched me. He didn't even throw me a text. He gave the whole like, oh, I texted you earlier. It must not have gone through. Is he using like a rotary phone? What are we doing here with text messaging? It's okay. I still love you, Bless. Cody apparently is dying right now. He just got back from some con. They have a con every day now. I don't even know what this one was. Bullshit con, whatever.
Gathering of the Ghouls.
Yeah, Cecil was there. Gathering of the Ghouls con.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Well, I mean, he's paying for it. So it was as fun as that. No, it was a good time. It was actually the first time I got to meet Cody in person. So
nice. Well, I don't care about Cody anymore. He's dead to me. So
hey, let's move on.
I give him any more publicity. Okay, let's just fire it out. I'm going to start with one that I think might be interesting because we have 2 guys here that really are into horror. You got Cecil and I'm sorry, Cecil's into horror. Tony's into horrors. We have the number 3 on my list. The Blair Witch Project. Anybody remember this little chestnut? Came out in 1999, I think. 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. It had a budget of $60,000. I did some notes, and it made $248 million. So it's it did very well for itself. It's spun off a couple sequels or remakes. They were not good to my recollection. I couldn't get past the second one, which was it just the Book of Spells?
The Book of Shadows, which, by the way, nothing to do with the movie. There is no book that contains shadows in that film.
It was also one of the intelligent ones that named itself Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, instead of Blair Witch 2, Book of Shadows.
They tried to do kind of a Halloween 3 sort of a situation. No Michael Myers.
It was a meta sequel where the first movie is movie. Actually, the original idea was kind of clever, and then the studio, after it was finished, they're like, "Hey, director, fuck you. We're re-editing everything." So I don't think it was ever going to be a great movie, but we got a worse movie than we would have gotten.
My wife, Lindsay, likes to throw out what I would call Lindsay facts, which oftentimes aren't really true. She just somehow thinks she hears these things, and then she repeats them with like super confident, candor. And she told me that Blair Witch Project, the guys that made it, made like no money. They had like a terrible deal with the studio, and the studio took like all the money.
Yeah, I think I heard something about that too. Yeah.
Okay, so there might be some credence.
There's some truth there.
I think it was the actors. Something with the actors. I think.
Yeah.
I forget specifically. It was going around earlier this year, but I never looked into it.
Okay, that's fair. And nobody should really look into this film. I have it on my list because I wanted to pick movies that. Listen, popularity comes and goes. What's popular in a month might not even be remembered 6 months or a year from now. But Blair Witch still gets talked about. It kind of was, and this is why I almost left it off. It kind of was a pioneer of found footage movies. It made it popular, at least. I know other ones came out before it, but it really kind of set the standard. But it sucks. It's just not a good movie. Like, it's boring as shit. Nothing happens for almost the entire film. There's really no build to anything exciting. It's just people bickering in the woods for an hour and 45 minutes or whatever. I think it gets its prestige simply because it had a great guerrilla marketing campaign and nothing else.
It was really early found footage too. It wasn't the first found footage, but it was the one that popularized it for sure. But just beyond that, I will say that there was a news story just recently, about 4 days ago. According to the movie's producers, Second Sight Films' upcoming Blue of the Blair Witch Project will be the first time anyone sees the film as it was intended. It's apparently a different version than anyone's ever seen before. And they've already released the theatrical and an uncut version, supposedly, that's an hour longer. So I don't know what the hell this could possibly be, but look forward to checking it out. Adam.
An hour longer? Did they increase the amount of time I look up a woman's nose at her snot coming out?
Apparently, the bridge scene where there's a breakdown of some kind is a lot longer. At least that happens. But outside of that, I've never actually watched it. So,
I've grown to like the Blair Witch more. I was like you, Adam. I was actually younger, and I was like a real hype on all the advertisements. I watched that Sci-Fi Channel documentary, which is actually cooler than the movie. It's like very interesting. I think it's on Tubi right now. And I was so hype, and then I rented it on video like after it came out, and I'm like, oh, that sucked. But as I've gotten older, I've appreciated it more and more. I actually really enjoy the film now.
Did the sci-fi thing have like a professor of Blair Witch on there at some point?
It was something like that.
Yes, the Blair Witch. She's been around for millennia. I've been studying her and the artifacts and everything.
Yeah. All the little things they mention in the movie are like fleshed out in the documentary, which again was a fake documentary for Sci-Fi Channel. But no, I actually have grown to really, really love that movie. It just ticks all the boxes for me. I can understand people not liking
like
it.
Shitty camera shots.
Yes.
Terrible acting.
It's a great lesson in like indie filmmaking. Like sometimes mistakes can fix your movie. Yeah. Originally, that shot where they're running, they had a guy in like white gauze just standing off camera. So when the light hit him, he would look like this glowing thing. And they fucked up the shot, and that was like the best thing ever because that would have looked really stupid. I was like, oh, that was cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good indie filmmaking thing. Like I said, though, you can hate it. I'm not going to be too upset about it.
Fair. Tom, thoughts on Blair Witch?
It's fine. Like literally, like that's really all I could say about it. Like, I think I appreciate the novelty of it more than I enjoy watching the movie. Like, I like that it paved the way for found footage movies that I actually enjoy. Like, I'm one of the few people, or at least it seems nowadays, that loves Cloverfield and think it's one of the best found footage movies. But we wouldn't have gotten a movie like that if, say, Blair Witch Project didn't popularize the genre. So it's a fine movie. I think it has its moments, but yeah, like a lot of it is very uneventful. You could tell it's made on a super low budget, but that's also kind of part of its charm too. But like at the end of the day, I'm neither in the camp that hates it or loves it. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine, and I appreciate it more than I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Fair.
It gave us cool stuff. The video game was good from a few years back. And also, Cartoon Network did a Scooby-Doo project when the movie came out. It was like a series of shorts with the Scooby-Doo characters and the Blair Witch, and that made everything worth it.
Wow. Well, South Park did that fun parody too, where Randy is like inside of Blair. He's like, "I'm so startled right now."
That was years later. The Scooby-Doo was like year one on Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I never loved the movie, but I love the stories behind the movie, and like the fact that it was a $10,000 movie that made millions. It was like something an aspiring filmmaker really could look up to, especially in the age of Clerks and all that, where it was indie filmmakers trying to make waves and getting in different ways into the industry. The movie itself, I thought, was pretty boring, and outside of the last shot was relatively uneventful. But everything behind the scenes was really cool about it. And the other part of it that I like is, so I'm big into collecting comics based on horror movies, and there were actually a number of Blair Witch comics that were pretty cool that fleshed out the world a little bit more. So I appreciate it a bit more because of those things in addition.
Nice.
Okay, well, that's mine. It sounds like everybody's in agreement. It
Totally
shouldn't exist. It's terrible.
I don't think we're all in agreement.
Yeah, just bury the body.
Tony,
just bury the body.
Especially Tony. Yeah.
You don't think it's okay?
You all heard it. Play back the tape. Tom, you're number 3, please, since you're on my right. So we'll just kind of
sounds good.
Around.
I was thinking about holding this one off until it was my third go around, but I'm just going to go out guns blazing. I think Black Panther is an overrated movie.
Wow.
I am putting it out there. I'm sorry. Look, I like this movie.
We don't allow. Listen. Please. We do not allow racists on this program. I'm sorry.
His views do not represent.
He does not represent the rest of this community.
and this is exactly why. No, this is exactly why. This is exactly why I don't say this out loud most of the time, because everyone just thinks I'm a racist, and that's absolutely not the case. But look, my case for why I think it's super overrated. I think it's a fine movie. Yeah. I do not think it's this masterpiece. I feel like we throw around that word nowadays like it's nothing, like it just has no weight to it anymore. And I feel like that movie, the action sequences are very forgettable. I think the atmosphere and just the general vibe is so refreshing for a Marvel movie, which is why I really, enjoyed a lot of it, and the performances are fantastic. But there's nothing other than that really is remarkable about it to me. Like, especially the climactic fight between T'Challa and Killmonger feels like a terrible cutscene from a PlayStation 2 video game. Like, it's just kind of embarrassingly bad. And I just kind of felt like that was a retread of the whole Iron Man fight, with Robert Downey Jr. and Jeff Bridges. It just felt like it was just done in a different environment. And the entire movie, like, I've given it a few tries. Like, I've watched it 2 or 3 times now, and I always just come to the same conclusion where, like, I like it, but I don't understand why people love this movie as much as they do and why they keep throwing around that it's a masterpiece. I don't know. I just feel like it could have been a lot better considering all that hype, but it's possible that I kind of fell victim to the hype where when I saw it, it was just like masterpiece, one of the best movies ever made, the best Marvel movie to date. It made me believe in Jesus. Like, it was like all these different things. Like, I was like, okay, let's calm it down. It's fine. So yeah, that's my number 3, Black Panther. I think it's a fine movie.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. The third act gets a little rough, especially effects-wise. The effects throughout the whole film are not great. Yeah. Wakanda looks so much better in Infinity War, and the Black Panther himself looks so much better in Civil War. And then
I'd say the street scene is pretty badass, though. That section is really good. It looks great, but yeah, there's a lot of rough moments, especially in the final act.
Yeah, the villain was good.
Yeah, he was great.
Yeah. I was going to say the final act. I agree. It becomes a DC third act where it's just two sneaky characters fighting, and I felt like the imagery was a little on point. It's two characters fighting to lead the black tribe into the future, literally on an underground railroad. I guess it was a little much for me as far as symbolism. Yeah, right, exactly. But the film overall was, I felt, pretty entertaining, but yeah, the third act kind of brought it down a good amount for me.
Tom, I agree with you wholeheartedly, not just half-heartedly. I do think it is a solid movie. Yeah, I think it's a solid movie. It's obviously overrated. It was up for a couple Academy Awards, and it was like just ridiculously, because at the time it came out, Hollywood was already kind of getting labeled with every they're anti-black, they're anti-gay, they're anti-everything. It was basically just patriarchy all around. So every time this happens, Hollywood has to like completely throw themselves behind something and be like, look at how progressive we are. A movie about black people doing things other than being like thrown in prisons and in slavery. And it is important for that piece. It's just that Hollywood just, they go all in on it. I actually did a documentary on the film for Screen Rant a couple years back. And I did like a deep dive into Black Panther, and it really is something special how far into the culture, like the African lore and stuff they did with the movie, bringing in those like the different costumes and the different just the dialect. It's infused throughout the film. So in that sense, the culture is really cool, and seeing that on the big screen in a superhero movie was definitely something brand new. Really was the Blair Witch Project of the Marvel.
Oh, nice. Way to bring it back. Way to bring it back.
But no, there's a lot of rough spots. It's too long. Killmonger should not have been killed off because he's the best villain they've had in a long time. And I'm sure they really were killing themselves after they did that scene as Chadwick Boseman was gone, and they had nowhere to go with that second movie, except for Down. That second movie sucks.
I just remember the lady movie. Oh my god!
The second one's legitimately garbage. I don't know how anybody likes Wakanda so Forever. Bad. Yeah, it's really bad.
They both won a bunch of Academy Awards. You can't deny that, at least.
Yeah. I mean, that was the thing that was a little crazy for me. I was like, okay, I can deal with it getting a ton of praise. I respect people's opinions. I'm glad there's so many people out there who love that movie. But then it gets nominated for Best Picture. I was like, what are we doing here? It was just like, come on. Like we all know it shouldn't be nominated for Best Picture. Yeah. But, I was like, you know what? It's a big win for like a comic book film. And I enjoyed that. It was great to see a comic book film get nominated. And like you were talking about, Adam, like just seeing such a refreshing change of pace for Marvel, because I think at that time it started to feel like conveyor belt entertainment, where it just kind of felt like rinse and repeat, different characters and environments, but it all kind of felt the same. So when this movie came out, it was like this, smack to the, to the membrane that just felt like so refreshing and jolting. And it was like, okay, this is different, this is new. And I think that, coupled with, Hollywood being labeled as essentially racist, kind of led to this, this overrated movie, frankly. So.
Well, it also elevated Infinity War when it came out. I mean, how awesome was that scene where the portals open up Endgame. It elevated Endgame because you got those portals opening up and the Wakandians. How do you say that? Wakandans. They come out and it's just awesome. It's like they have their own little cinematic universe within just Black Panther. And the last thing I'll say about it is that soundtrack is fucking fire.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Lamar, that's where the awards should have been given out. I think they were, but regardless.
Yeah.
Good pick, Tom. We're both one for one, I think, so far. Everybody's in agreement.
Yeah.
Okay, we shifted spots because I had to cancel Tom briefly until he saved face.
I went on my apology tour. We're back.
You went on the apology tour.
You're uncanceled.
Yeah.
Tony, go ahead. Let's hear your fucking weird pick that you're going to pull out of your ass that no one's even heard of to begin with.
Adam, I can't go 5 seconds without someone saying that Rob Schneider's The Animal is the best movie ever. I'm just kidding. My number 3 is Toy Story 3.
Whoa.
Okay. All right. Quentin Tarantino would like a word with you. Did you see that?
Right. First off, Quentin Tarantino watches cartoons. Cartoons are for children.
That threw me off. I'm like, what?
Dude, it just balances his violent side. Like,
I
write horror and I like kids stuff.
I mean, Toy Story 2 was like fine, but not needed. And then the third one was even less needed. And I'm like,
Do you like Joy?
Yeah, I like the first Toy Story is pretty good.
You like well-rounded stories?
Just like,
Tony
do you like
watches-
movies with lots of
Tony
heart?
looks Inside Out, and he's like, "Oh, Joy lives at the end." Oh.
Adam, I think
Oh.
I watched Inside
Yeah,
Out.
I'm
freaking
sorry.
in
I'm
Toy
sorry.
Story 3. No, I don't understand why everyone was all crying about it. It's like, wow, that college kid is getting rid of his toys, and I'm like, yeah, that happens. And then they
called growing up, Andy.
Yeah, it's called growing up.
As we have like toys and collectibles behind us.
Tony, were you born fully grown? Did you just skip
Again,
childhood?
I love the first Toy Story. It's a good movie. I just don't think the sequels are great. No, but the third one, everyone was telling me it was like the best thing ever. And I'm like, all right, it's whatever. It's fine. And everyone's like, man, that scene at the end where they almost died really broke me. I'm like, you mean the scene that was after them showing the giant claw that was clearly going to save them and they were never in danger and they projected it too much, so I didn't care. And I just sat there and went, wow, when will the claw save them?
What if you're watching though and the alien's like, oh, fuck, the claw's not working now.
Then they would have me.
Off.
Then they would have me. Yeah, then Andy, I don't know, gives the toys.
This is happening.
Yeah, then they give Andy Andy gives the toys to some girl.
Yeah.
And then who gives a fuck? The only thing good in it was Ken. Michael Keaton is Ken. I thought he was funny. I don't know. Was Whoopi Goldberg a squid? I don't know. The movie really fucking sucked. I don't understand why everyone likes it so much. I just started to like 2. I didn't even like 2 that much growing up. And again, the first one, I was all in on the first one as a kid.
Sure.
These sequels don't do it for me. Still haven't seen 4 or any of the shorts that they've done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toy Story 3, it's overrated.
Okay. Wow.
Dang. That
Cecil,
heart needs some sun, my man.
We can go.
And once again, we're
yeah.
all in agreement.
We can go
Totally.
clockwise.
100%,
We can go
100%.
clockwise through
No,
this.
I'm just wondering where the dolls touched you when you were young. Like I don't understand. Like why the hatred for objects that just exist to bring joy. No, regarding Toy Story 3. Whenever I think about it, so I'm a huge Kevin Smith fan. I've listened to like most of his podcasts and stuff. And when it came out, he called this film Schindler's Toy Box because like they were all going to the oven at one point, and it was really sad. But it's I always this movie struck an emotional chord with me. I grew up with the Toy Story movies, right? The first one came out when I was 10 or 11, and then I grew up with it, and then him having to finally Andy getting rid of the toys. That was emotional for me because it was like me giving away part of my life, my childhood and stuff. But, I smoke weed. I'm an emotional guy. So that probably didn't help things. But yeah, no, I just have always loved it. Toy Story 4, 100% does not need to exist. But 3, I think
they're making number 5 as well.
Right.
Yeah.
But had 4 and 5 not existed, I feel like Toy Story 3 would have been one of the strongest animated trilogies in history.
After How to Train Your Dragon, right?
Oh,
that honestly is my favorite. Yeah. You're not wrong. That is
Mhm.
literally my favorite.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah, we're all in agreement on that.
The live action, dude. Yeah. I saw some.
No, not that. I don't give a fuck about live action. Isle of Burke. I'm excited for Isle of Burke opening up.
Oh, sorry. I'm not in agreement. I watched the first one and I didn't care for it. The whole movie it almost made my list. Sorry.
That silence is deafening.
The whole point of How to Train Your Dragon is let's not kill the dragons. Let's work for them. And then at the end, there's this giant dragon. It's like, okay, how are they going to work with this dragon? They go, LOL, let's kill it. I'm like, that was the whole fucking point of your movie was don't kill dragons. What the fuck?
That dragon was eating other dragons on a regular basis.
Yeah. Let's find a different food source. No, they're like, no, we just got to shoot it until it's dead.
Well,
and then I went...
You're not wrong. One of the episodes of the TV show likely would have been that, and probably was. I have watched all of the TV series, and I like. By the way,
I liked the movie until that point, and then I went, eh. And then they came out with 2 more, and I went, nah.
Oh, the second one's easily
the second one's amazing.
I love the second one,
dude. Gerard Butler does some of his best acting in the second one. To be honest with you,
for sure.
So yeah, Toy Story 3. Did I ruin everyone's childhood here?
Did you have anything to add to this?
I think my heart's still in recovery. I think I need to go. I think I need to go to therapy again. There's just a lot going on in my head, but I think Cecil really said it the way I would have said it because I grew up like he did with the trilogy. Like it was just perfectly in line with all of my life, moments, going to college, growing up, playing with toys, giving those toys away, reaching adulthood. Like once 3 hit, it was like, it really felt like I was going to college literally the same time he was going to college. So I was very much in line with Andy's journey. And I remember seeing the third movie, everyone was kind of in the similar boat. Like the whole audience was like adults, like there were no kids at this screening. And I remember that incinerator scene. I know you were just waiting for that claw to, pick up the toys and rescue them. But literally everyone in my aisle, I shit you not, was holding hands. Just really thinking, okay, are they going to kill off our like beloved childhood toys? Fully believing, okay, they're going to go to this dark place. And it just showed you how emotionally invested, we all were in the story and these characters. And I just thought it was just a perfect conclusion to that trilogy. I didn't need 4. I probably like it more than most people do, but I still didn't need it. But I think 3 is a really terrific like trilogy ender if it did end there.
The crazy plot twist at Tom's Theater is all the things holding hands were toys. He was in a theater full of toys.
The irony was actually I was just alone.
It's hard for me to feel bad for them because one, they're soulless monsters, and also they ruined that kid Sid's life.
Yo, fuck Sid.
Yeah, fuck Sid.
The kid's a piece of shit.
Experimenting with toys. That he didn't care about the status quo. He's like, I can make this into something else. And then they ruined his life, and then he became like a sad trash man. I'm like, oh, that poor motherfucker.
But when you really consider that the toys were alive as he was pulling them apart and reassembling,
he doesn't know that.
It's pretty.
Why aren't they more open about it? Why are they keeping it a secret? What are they up to?
Sorry,
I'll break every goddamn toy right now.
Did you guys see the Meat Canyon video where it was basic? So Meat Canyon's a really funny animator on YouTube, and the short he did is basically Andy goes crazy one day and forces Woody to come alive, and he's like, I saw you playing with Sid, Woody, why won't you come alive? And then like he smashes a few of the toys with a hammer, and Woody starts talking. He's like, you have cancer, Andy. We can't show you because you get cancer if we show you.
Oh my god!
It's so fucking funny. I highly recommend looking up the Meat Canyon Toy Story video if you haven't seen it.
Oh my god!
Well, I didn't have toys growing up, but I could still relate.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I could still relate to the film because I played with my Woody every day. So in that third film. Thank you, Tony. In that third film, when they were all going to die, it really hit me. No, Tony, I agreed with you until you said the movie's trash. I do think it's still I think it's a solid movie. I do think it's overrated, and I thought the film was way too dark. And I don't mean dark like twisted and sad and scary. I mean like it's literally dark for like 45, 50 minutes of the movie.
Like AVP Requiem dark.
Yeah. I can't see shit. Why are we doing an animated kids film that takes place entirely at night for the second and third act? I like animated movies that are more colorful and better on the eyes. So by the time the second and third act roll around for Toy Story 3, I'm kind of like, oh, okay. I need colorful stimulation. This is just not doing it for me anymore. Still a great movie though, and Tony's an idiot.
I have a question for Cecil. Yes. The Fisher-Price phone. Do you think he did a better job in Toy Story 3 or Skinamarink?
Oh boy, if Skinamarink, Skinamarink might just be on my list if we get to some alternates. That's all I gotta say about that.
Okay, he's in both. He has range. That little phone. I couldn't believe it.
I didn't see that film, but I heard it's fantastic.
Adam, you would fucking hate it. It's a movie I watched. I'm like, Adam's gonna fucking hate this.
I know.
It's the worst. It's the worst.
Did everybody give one? Cecil, you haven't one yet, right?
Oh yeah, we're good. Mine. I'm gonna stick with the horror genre just to stay on brand for my number 3. It's something my channel knows very well. I think probably the most overrated horror movie of all time is The Shining. I think that movie is
okay. All right.
And quite honestly,
didn't know Stephen King was on the stream with us right now.
Yeah, I did like the miniseries better. But
as someone who read the book, I don't like it better, but it's way closer,
more accurate. Yeah. Honestly, I could say the same about most Kubrick films. I am not a fan of Kubrick in any way, shape, or form.
Wow.
And The Shining is just emblematic of the fact that he gets very self-indulgent, which some people might say he's just staying true to a particular vision that he has, and okay, but it is a very self-indulgent vision. I do think it's overly long a lot of times, and not enough interesting stuff happens. Yes, he builds atmosphere, but it was never scary to me. It like Jack was good. Wendy always annoyed me.
She's dead now, so thanks.
Yeah, well, I mean, thank God, finally.
Cecil's dead. I hate Shelley Duvall. I can't believe
Cecil's has a calendar. He's just marking the days until Shelley kicks it.
Ever since I saw Olive Oil the first time, I wanted her gone.
Jesus. At least now we have a recording of two people getting canceled live on it.
No, this is a hate channel of Shelley Duvall. So we're
okay, perfect. Oh, okay, gotcha.
So yeah, I mean, outside of possibly one of my early experiences with seeing Bush, not much to like about The Shining, in my opinion.
Has everyone read the book? Or
I don't even know what a book is. No,
okay.
I don't.
No, because I loved The Shining growing up. I still really love that movie. I think it's good. Mm-hmm. But after reading the book like a few years ago, I'm like, oh, I get why people don't like this one. Jack Torrance's like progression to insanity is like kind of slow throughout the book. It's like a slow build to insanity. The evil spirits are like manipulating him. And in the movie, it's like, okay, wife and kid, we're in the Overlook Hotel. And then a day later, he's like, I gotta fucking kill my wife and kid. I hate them. Like, it skips over all of that build.
It's Shelley Duvall, dude.
It's so easy.
This has been building for years.
The movie does
Jack saw Olive Oil too.
The movie does weird things, like including stuff that makes no sense unless you read the book, like the guy in the dog suit giving the dude a blowjob.
I just thought it was fun and weird.
That guy has a whole backstory for that guy in the book. And
we don't judge you, Adam.
Yeah, no judgment.
Same thing with the girl in the tub, and I'm like, wow, they gave us no backstory, but they included it anyway. So people go, what the fuck is that? So I understand, like, as someone who read Stephen King, I get why Stephen King fans don't like it. And I can see how some people don't like it. I still think it's very well made, though. That's my opinion on it.
Tommy, anything? Any thoughts?
Tommy, I didn't know we were that close. Okay. But The Shining, yeah, I mean, I never read the book. My dad did, and he hates the movie because he doesn't think it's nearly as scary as the book. You know, he constantly says, none of these scenes are as scary as they were in the book. I couldn't sleep at night. I was like, all right, well, you didn't have much to do when you were like alive in the 60s. So, let's be honest. But The Shining, like, I think it's a well-made movie. I think it's got its fair share of like creepy scares. I really like the atmosphere more than I do the storytelling, because I think that's what really makes it linger for me, is just like, I love the atmosphere. Kubrick really does a great job directing the movie and building suspense and tension. But as like a horror movie, it's not really like jump scary or anything like that. It's not a movie that's going to prevent me from sleeping or anything like that. It's like slightly overrated in my mind, but I still very much enjoy it when I watch it. Like, it's just a fun movie to watch. Like, it's entertaining, but I can understand why people are upset that it's not as scary as the book was, especially when that's considered one of the scariest books ever written. So I understand the hatred toward it by some people, but ultimately, I still enjoy the movie.
I don't know if you guys know, but this is a movie channel. We talk about movies, not books. So I don't really give a shit what the book is about. I take the movie on its own merits. And, I'm sure it is worse than the book in certain senses, but I freaking love The Shining. It's iconic as hell. It holds up incredibly well. That's why you still have modern movies trying to emulate it today, because Kubrick had a vision. And yes, it's a little he gets up his own ass, and I'm cool with it. I love these wide angle shots. I love the creepy girls. I love the naked chick in the tub.
The old version.
Long Legs sucked ass. It was trying to do a little bit of a Shining thing. Barbarian's bullshit. Neither of these are on my list, for those wondering, but they are overrated. I put movies that I think are really popular. That Barbarian won't be remembered in a couple years from now, outside of the nerds like Cecil, who they eat that shit up, of course. But I love The Shining. I showed it to Barbarian. My kids.
The third act is just the worst.
I just can't do this anymore. My daughter loved The Shining when I showed her, so it's generationally hitting people. And I didn't say anything to my kids. I'm like, watch this, let me know what you think. And they're like, holy shit, this is crazy. Yeah, I just think it's great, but it's a good pick.
Wait, real quick.
Yes, for someone.
You want to ruin The Shining for someone? mentioned that in all the exterior shots of the hotel, the maze doesn't exist. There's no maze in any of the exterior shots.
I don't give a shit. Most of the lady in the bathtub didn't exist until she did.
No, but I mean, they go in this maze, but all the wide shots, there's no maze on that mountain. The maze.
Oh, you're saying when it's jumping between?
Oh yeah.
Well, and even during the first big wide shot when they pull in.
Yeah.
Tony, what if I were to tell you the maze was in his mind the whole time?
Did you guys see Dr. Sleep though?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I really like Dr. Sleep.
I like Dr. Sleep better than The Shining.
I actually do too. I agree with you. I think it's better. It's better.
Yeah, but I'm a Mike Flanagan stan.
Same.
His movies.
I'll watch anything he makes.
Can we at least agree that it was really silly to do the intro how they did with recasting all the?
No, I loved it.
No,
it's better than digital de-aging.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And I love that they didn't try to do like a digitally de-aged Jack Nicholson or something.
They didn't need to do anything. They didn't even need to be in the movie at all. Those characters are irrelevant to the film.
I think I finally see that vein in your forehead, Adam.
They're irrelevant.
They didn't need to be. They didn't need to be seen. Oh, my dad or whatever went to the same hotel. Who gives a shit?
Well, I'm just glad we all agree with mine as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think anyone has all agreed with any of these.
So far, we are batting 1,000.
I love it.
All right, hold on to your vaginas because I got a big one coming up here. In my number 2 pick, Avatar. Avatar by James
I saw that
Cameron.
one coming.
I expected someone to say that.
Listen. I was going to say Avatar 2, but it's still somewhat fresh, like the water they swim in. And I actually enjoyed the first Avatar.
I don't understand.
No, it's nothing.
What do they live in?
See, sometimes I just say things, okay? I just say shit. I own the first one on Blu-ray, and to this day, I have not finished the movie upon a rewatch. It's impossible to finish that fucking movie. Because here's why it's on the list. First off, it has taken James Cameron away from making actual good movies. He's now spending the rest of his life in Avatar purgatory, making these damn giant movie extravaganza roller coaster rides. And so we are not
a great Disney ride, though.
Hey, that ride is awesome.
It's still
too. I got to be honest. Frontiers of Pandora.
But the other ride sucks. The Navi River ride. That's trash.
Oh yeah, that one blows. I agree with that.
Flying one. I did the river ride. I didn't get to do the flying one.
Obviously, so I almost kept this off because Avatar, like all the movies that are really rated high, has something new that it brought to the movie experience, which is 3D. But then I thought about it, and I hate 3D. 3D's stupid almost every single time.
3D sucks.
Even rides at Universal Studios, they're starting to get rid of the 3D because it's annoying to put the glasses on. The movie is long as shit. It's the same plot as a million other movies, Dances with Wolves, that you've seen before. And so trying to get through this without the elevated experience of being in a giant theater with 3D glasses is such a chore. And then the one that comes after it is even worse. And so now I just have no reason to ever watch this movie again. And it's insane that it's made, I think the first film, I wrote it down, $2.7 billion the first film made.
Slightly profitable.
Slightly above average. It has a Rotten Tomato score of 81%.
Wow, that's higher than I thought it would be.
Pretty well liked.
I had to see that twice in theaters, and both times the person I was with forgot their wallet, so I had to pay extra for this movie twice for a movie I thought was mediocre the first time and cared for less the second time. I'm on board with you, Adam. This movie's super overrated.
Yeah, and the thing is, I liked it when it came out. This is probably one of the few times I can think of where I liked a movie for many years. I was like, Avatar, cool. Another movie's going to come out in 35 years. I'm excited. And after that second one came out, I've just looked back on the first one with nothing but bitter disdain. And that's where we're at today.
I mean, was it just Pocahontas mixed with Fern Gully? Yes. But it was also, and still remains to me, even over the second movie, the best 3D experience I've ever had in film. It had the most depth. It wasn't just shit popping out. It was, this is what an entire world, as though you're standing there, would look like. And that in and of itself ingrained it into my heart as one of the most special theater going experiences I've ever had. That might be a fun stream, actually, but this one And The Sixth Sense stands out to me as one of the best theater going experiences I've ever had, because it's the first time I've really been caught off guard by the end of a movie. But Avatar, the 3D just hit so fucking hard for me, and again hasn't even been matched by the second movie. But the second movie in the theater that I saw had weird like sped up issues, because it was like the fucking 60 frames version or the 120 frames version or something like that.
40, I think Avatar was 48 frames, if I remember right.
Whatever it was, a lot of the action, I could tell it felt sped up as I was watching it, and apparently there's not that issue on home Blu-ray or whatever.
Oh, Tony, I wrote it down. It was 862 frames per second. Avatar 2.
Wait, what?
But yeah, so I mean, it holds a special place in my heart, but I do recognize that it's very generic story-wise.
Well, you have to ask yourself, Cecil, and that's fair. I had a really good theater experience too. It was an amazing, one of a kind, event. But we probably could have had more one of a kind events from James Cameron had he not been making that movie, and instead he did something else that was more sci-fi grounded.
Adam,
please.
James Cameron, I know he's working on Avatar, but he has plenty of time to ruin his old films with 4K AI smoothing and making them look weird and make all his characters look like dolls. He's working really hard to make sure his old good movies are unwatchable, okay?
Are those not good? I haven't bought those yet.
Apparently Aliens is okay, but people were pointing out like Abyss, and I think
Abyss is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yeah, so True Lies looks really... If they finally put it on Blu-ray after all these years, that everyone looks fucking weird and doll-like.
Also, are you serious?
Cecil, if you want to relive your experience of seeing Sixth Sense in the theater, at the thrift store a few months ago, I bought a old theater cam rip of The Sixth Sense. So I can send that to you. Please do. Not on VHS. Dude, I'll make a digital copy for you. Feel like you're in the theater again.
I'll throw it onto TikTok like a fucking Endgame shit.
I was like, if I ever review The Sixth Sense, I'm only using the theater camera.
Dude, that's amazing.
Guy drops it halfway.
I got
eating popcorn.
I love that movie so much. I got sucked down a rabbit hole of watching just reactions to it last week. Like, really.
No, they should put the ending like cam footage of, you've seen that like where it's inside a bar and there's like a giant screen and people go nuts. Like put the ending of The Sixth Sense there. It'll be amazing.
We should do a joint YouTube channel where we pretend like we're seeing a movie for the first time and we're reacting to it, even though we've clearly seen
crushed
it before.
That's a great idea.
Whoa! Yeah, that'd be great.
He
was dead the whole time.
That is actually a legitimate good idea. Copyright, Adam.
Yes.
Oh my god!
I claim partial ownership though.
Yeah, just get that ownership stake in fast.
Did everybody get their thoughts on Avatar? We all agree then that it shouldn't have been made after all.
I didn't get to say anything about Avatar. God.
Okay. I thought you said, yeah, Adam, you're right.
No, I feel like that's what you think I say all the time in your head, but like I gotta, call you on that. But Avatar, I agree with you guys. Definitely a great visual experience. Like two of the best theater experiences I've had, even with the high frame rate stuff in the second one, which I just didn't like. It just took me out of the experience. But yeah, if you watch it at home, it just, the story isn't great. It's super predictable. It's super cliche. We've seen it a million times before, and it doesn't hit nearly as hard as it does like in the theater. And I also just hate all the 3D movies it gave us because of that first Avatar movie. That whole 3D trend was awful, where everything was coming out in 3D and just not done well, which I think led to me just being disenchanted about 3D in general, just because even now when there's not a ton of movies hitting theaters now in 3D, even so I will avoid it like the plague. I just refuse to see things in 3D. I feel like most of the time it's just scatter shots, not very good. But the Avatar movies, I always just think like they're entertaining, they're super fun to watch, but like in terms of like masterpieces, defining a new genre or whatever, they're fine.
And they take 1,000 years to make. All right, Tony, why don't you go with the next one since you're now on my right?
Okay. Adam, I can't go 5 seconds without someone telling me that Rob Schneider's The Hot Chick is the greatest movie ever made. And I'm here to say, no, actually, Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, fuck off.
What's wrong with all of you?
Oh, man, that was a guttural. I'm sorry. I blacked out for a second. Did I say something?
I like real Blade Runner. Good Blade Runner. The real one with Harrison Ford. Maybe not.
Which version?
He's in the
Which
new
of
one.
the 18 versions are you talking about?
Well, the final cut or director's cut, not that initial version with the bad voiceover. Yeah, no, I like real Blade Runner, and everyone told me that this Blade Runner 2049 was going to be great. I didn't see it in theaters because I went, that's not going to be as good.
Well, that's your first problem, not seeing it in theaters.
Yeah, I was like, that's not going to be as good as Ridley Scott's. The movie looks terrible. And then I finally watched it. I'm like, here it is, a sequel to a movie I love. It's not by Ridley Scott, who had already pissed me off with Prometheus. I'm like, maybe this new guy who's a director I like, maybe he'll get the job done. And then I watched it, and then it was done, and I went, what the fuck is everyone talking about? That was the most boring piece of shit I've ever seen. I'm like, what the fuck? One. I mean, the robot
that's what I thought about the first movie.
No, the first movie is great. The first movie is beautiful.
I'm sorry. Does the first movie have a giant Ana de Armas hologram dancing around for my amusement, or is that the new one? Okay,
no,
just checking.
But it's got like better music, better visuals. I fucking love original Blade Runner. And 2049, I just don't get what anyone likes about this. It's just a worse version of the first one. The main character is a plank of wood. And it's Ryan Gosling, an actor I like, and he's just nothing in there.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a plank of wood in a lot of movies, to be fair.
I don't know. I just rewatched Fall Guy again. He is pretty charming.
He's great in Fall Guy. I love Fall Guy.
Or The Nice Guys. I love The Nice Guys.
Yeah, no, I just don't understand the point of this movie, why anyone likes it. It's got fucking Jared Leto in it being annoying.
Yeah, he's like worthless in that film too.
Yeah.
Right?
If you want to see a real Blade Runner sequel, see Kurt Russell in Soldier. That's an unofficial sequel to Blade Runner.
Oh my God.
Because it was written by the same guy and it's in the same universe.
Is that the one where they climb the ropes at the beginning and fight each other on the ropes? Yeah. Oh, and that was a scene that's in every 90s movie where they like slowly come out of the water with their eyes open somehow.
Dude,
I'm like,
that movie,
shit, how?
That movie was going to be this big sci-fi epic, and then El Nino came and destroyed all the sets, and they had to like rewrite it.
That was such a shitty movie, Soldier.
But no, Blade Runner 2049. I don't get what anyone likes about it. Harrison Ford was whatever. Yeah, they did the CGI de-aging on what's her face, and it looked bad. Yeah, I don't get it.
Tony, I'll like kind of fall on the grenade with you. I don't dislike it. I think it's okay, but I think it's just okay. It is really long, and it does seem like it's not really going anywhere for the longest time. Lots of indulgent shots that just seem to linger for no reason. And those lingering shots work better in Dune, which the director would go on to do after.
I like those.
Yeah.
I like those. So I like the director. I liked Arrival. That was another thing. Arrival was like
that's a great movie.
One of my favorite movies that came out that year.
Well, Tony, like, you mean The Arrival with Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Yeah, everybody loves The Arrival. Yeah, everybody loves
aliens. Absolutely.
Come on. Yeah.
The legs go backwards. I'm like, oh shit.
100%. That's weird. He made that movie all the way in the 90s, and then they gave him Blade Runner decades later.
Yeah, I thought it was a really weird remake when Arrival came out. I'm like, this doesn't seem like the same.
A lot more emotional though.
Amy Adams is the Charlie Sheen character. That's an interesting woke sex swap.
I almost boycotted.
And I really, by the way, I really.
And I do mean boycotted.
I really gave 2049 a shot. I watched the original. I watched all the shorts that they did leading up to it, all in one night. I'm like, this is the full Blade Runner experience. And then I went, wow, I wish I did literally anything else or stopped watching after the first movie.
Let me jump in with my experience here.
Okay,
I haven't seen either.
Okay,
nice. I like that. That's a great take.
I swear, if you're experiencing the theaters, you all held hands. You can just save it. I don't want to hear about it.
Well, no, I mean, you can kick me out at any time.
Before you jump in, I will say, interestingly enough, Tony, in response to literally your choice, the only reason I've thought to go back and watch it is because of all the hype I've heard about 2049. So like it's that's interesting. You're the first person I've heard that's like no. I tried the first one at one point and I fell asleep and I just never went back to it. And like the second one looked pretty and I love Denny, but yeah, I just never went back and tried them. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Okay, I would just say I disagree.
Hey, you're biased. You got Blade Runner 2049 lights behind you right now.
Yeah, and I own it on 4K. I love it. It's a great movie.
And Harrison Ford is sitting over there reading a book.
Staring at you.
He actually reads me bedtime stories. Great voice for it. Great voice for it.
What?
No, I mean, look, I love the movie. I think it's gorgeous looking. I love the story. I think Gosling and Ford, especially once they cross paths, I think that's when the movie really kicks into high gear. I think Villeneuve directs the shit out of it. And it was basically everything that I thought the first one was going to be when people told me how good it was. And that's why I ended up surprisingly loving the movie, because I went into it thinking I was not going to like it, considering all the hype, and I loved it.
Okay, so everybody's in agreement. It's overrated.
As always.
Okay.
Also, always, I made my lights colorful now because I was jealous. I have them
I
on
can turn
rainbow.
my off if it makes you feel better.
Well, I'm for some reason orange. I don't know why I'm orange, but I
You look
can't.
purple
I can't
to me, but all right.
Oh, really?
And my camera's not picking it up that well. So
I know.
it.
Looks like
If I turn my
illumination.
lights off, it becomes a hostage video.
What was it? Harrison Ford got a robot pregnant. Who fucking cares?
Oh,
Don't talk about Flockhart that way, Tony. She's a charming woman. Is that her name? I don't even know. Is that the Ally McBeal?
Yeah,
Yep,
Flockhart.
you got it.
I couldn't say her first name, so I just went right to Flockhart. Cecil, who do you got on your number 2?
My number 2 is going to be a bit of a cheat, but it works because it's a number 2. Barbenheimer. I think both movies are extraordinarily overrated.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I know it's a cheat to go with 2, but they were billed as Barbenheimer.
Yes, it was a 2 for fun. Yeah,
and I'm sorry, both were overly long. Oppenheimer was not that fucking special. Like, sure, it was shot well. The cinematography is great. The story is just, it's just it's a smart womanizer. Oh,
Yeah.
I haven't seen that before. Like, do we need to spend 3 hours on this? No. Like, and we got to the interesting stuff halfway through. Like, then we just need to see the rest of this dude's life. That's like, no, we got to the interesting bit already. Now I'm just like locked in, like I'm his fucking son and I can't leave his ass. And then Barbie, like everyone was talking about how groundbreaking Barbie was. And it's like, okay, does like main normal audiences just not watch comedies? Like it's not anything outside of the realm of an okay comedy. And like I was getting the impression that there was going to be this huge dramatic portion where like everyone ends up crying at the end, and I'm like, okay, I could see why a lot of women would cry at this, right?
Well, I think every woman in the movie itself cried at the end of it. There was like 6 different impacts that were all kind of the same and ate up 20 minutes of the ending.
Yeah.
I did not bother going to the theater, so I had however many months of buildup for both. And when I finally sat down to watch both, it took me
I
like
was
a number of
ask
sittings
you
for
that.
Oppenheimer.
I was going to
Yeah.
ask you because I had a feeling not seeing Oppenheimer in theaters, I really do think you lose, kind of like Avatar, you lose a huge chunk of what made it cool. It really is an event movie.
I respect your opinion, but I also respectfully disagree.
Okay.
That
was your first mistake.
How seeing it on a bigger screen, I would have been less bored by the fucking material. Okay, the editing, so I would have seen the flashes on a bigger screen?
I think it was billed as an event smartly so, because I'm like not disagreeing with you. I'm actually agreeing with you in a weird
kind of means it needed to lean on Barbie to succeed, and Barbie needed to lean on Oppenheimer to
and like
succeed,
having like a full theater and having that amazing surround sound and that huge, watching the atomic bomb blow up and everything. Like I watched it at home with Lindsay and the kids actually for Barbie. Lindsay left halfway through. She's like, I'm not interested in this shit. My daughter's the only one that made it. Connor was out. And then I tried watching Oppenheimer with Lindsay later that night, and she was out again like halfway through. She's like, how much of this shit is left? I'm like, we're not even halfway done. Like, well, I'm all the way done. I'm like, okay. And I will say, it was not as good at home watching it on the TV.
I've only ever walked out of one movie in my life, and that was Joe's Apartment. I couldn't sit through Dancing Cockroaches, but I have sat through everything else, and still, So Barbenheimer. Anyway, sorry. Yeah,
that was an MTV production. Remember that?
One of the earliest. Yeah,
we're young. We're in.
We're hip.
I did the Barbenheimer screening. I'll give you Barbie is overrated. I thought it was okay. Well, famously, Adam, as you know, we're on our second Boys Month.
That's right.
that started because I said Barbie was okay and not that great, and all my comments were like, "You're a feminist. How like you're woke." I'm like, "What the fuck? Did you guys not watch the video?" So then I kicked all the women off my channel. We did Boys Month, and I did it again this year out of spite.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I enjoyed both movies. Like Barbie was okay. Oppenheimer, I think I liked it at the time because Nolan I just wasn't into Dunkirk or Tenet at all, and it was more entertaining than those two. I'm like, okay, he's got some life in him. But
I thought Dunkirk was far better than Oppenheimer.
Really, here's the thing.
I would rewatch Dunkirk, and I've never seen it.
As much as I liked Oppenheimer,
that sentence is a ride.
Oppenheimer in the moment, I haven't wanted to rewatch it. I meant to rewatch it, and I just never got around to it. So yeah, I think maybe it was like the whole event, seeing it in IMAX. But yeah, for some reason, and also I know a lot about the Oppenheimer story already. Like I researched it years ago, so I was like, it's okay.
I didn't know anything about Oppenheimer or the events of Hiroshima or anything, so it was all very new to me. Oh, interesting!
Wow, that must have been eye-opening.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Where's the bad guy? Wait, what?
This got dark. This got really dark.
And really bright at one point.
I will say Oppenheimer was very distracting. There were no small actors in that movie, so every small character is played by a recognizable person.
I'm like, wait, how much did he get paid for?
Yeah.
Oh, bye.
I legitimately thought Rami Malek wasn't going to say a single line in the movie.
I'm in this too.
Yeah, I was like, are they going to give him a line? I was like, holy shit.
Jack the Giant.
They should have had like a big name actor just standing in the background who never says anything.
Right, just Jack Nicholson in the back, just smoking.
He's just a janitor.
Sir Patrick Stewart's just on a computer on a terminal doing nothing. Sir Ian McKellen. All the sirs are in this somewhere.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
There are no small actors, only small parts.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, I was waiting for that to happen. No, I agree about Barbie though being like slightly overrated. Like I enjoyed the movie, but I haven't revisited it since I saw it in theaters. Oppenheimer I've watched a few times, and I really do love that movie because I just think given the source material and just given the story, it's like making that an entertaining, pretty enthralling 3-hour movie is incredible in and of itself. And after Tenet, which was just like an audio mess for me, where if you could tell me what the script was, I couldn't hear it. So that would be great. It's just like that. Like I felt like he was starting to pick like visual spectacle over storytelling, which was disappointing for me for Nolan because I think he's made some great movies that have had phenomenal stories. So it was nice to see him get back to like a character-driven story and something a little bit more smaller scale that still feels big scale. So I really enjoyed Oppenheimer, and I also saw it in 70mm IMAX where you get the huge screen. So that obviously factors into your experience because it's just insane seeing the movie that way. I mean, the pores on Cillian Murphy's face with 70mm. Let me tell you, man.
Especially with the 3D glasses on, I was just enthralled.
Oh, were you in the right movie?
That wasn't 3D.
Were you in the right movie?
No, I just brought my own. I just
bring them wherever I go.
You brought the red and blue ones that don't work.
The old cardboard.
Yeah, he upcharges himself before he walks into the theater.
Exactly.
You want to see those nonsensical shots of atoms on the biggest screen as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Real quick, Adam, I think you should congratulate me for not bringing up that I was in a Christopher Nolan film this whole time. I didn't mention that I was in The Dark Knight Rises once this whole time. I usually do, but I had restraint this time, Adam.
That was number 6 on my list.
How dare you? How dare you? Wait, this isn't my stream. I can't kick him off.
It's only one of the worst Batman movies.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
it just got real dour in here. It got real dour in here.
Wait. The football scene was pretty good, especially the extras in the stadium, right?
Look, it's below Forever and above Batman and Robin.
Anyway, what's next?
What? What's happening?
A statement that shook 1,000 heads.
There you criticize
All
the hard work I did on that film.
Below Batman Forever? Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Batman Forever is way more entertaining. Way more entertaining.
Yeah, Tony was in Dark Knight Rises.
I went back to the stadium last week.
He was in the crowd, okay? He's in like row 8,000.
I got to see Christopher Nolan in action with my own eyes.
Did you get sucked into the ground, I hope? I mean,
what?
I wonder.
No, I lived.
Where are we at on this list?
I have one more left.
Tom hasn't gone for his second one.
I don't think. I haven't given my second one yet. No. Did you guys? You guys gave your second one.
Yeah. It's time for your number 2.
Okay. You did Barbie and you did the Barbenheimer.
I did.
Right.
I agree with you that they're both a little overrated. Yes.
Hell yeah. Gotcha. So my number 2 pick, I think it was very fortuitous that Tony ended up talking about Blade Runner 2049 because my number 2 is the original Blade Runner.
Oh, come on.
All right.
Yeah, 100%. I have given this movie so many chances and at different stages in my life, you know?
So many chances.
It's ridiculous. I've watched this movie 4 times. I've watched both cuts, so you don't give me that shit. I've seen both cuts of this movie. I've seen it when I was younger, when I had a short attention span. I watched it when I was older and, could watch longer movies or slower movies without thinking, where's the action? It's just such a boring movie. I'm sorry. It's gorgeous to look at. Harrison Ford's cool in the role, but every time I watch it, I'm just bored to tears until that last monologue from Rutger Hauer. And then I'm just like, okay, I love this part, but the rest of it, it's fine. So,
I didn't see Blade Runner until far too late. I saw it when I was probably in my late 20s. And so there's just certain movies where if you don't see them where they hit at that right time, I don't think they're going to hold up the way that, especially a sci-fi film that's so different than anything you've seen before. I didn't hate it. I certainly didn't, think much of it, but also it's a product of its time. I just can appreciate it in the way that I think a lot of people did who grew up watching that film. So I'm kind of indifferent to the whole thing, but I totally get why Tomathan, if I could call you Tomathan, I think
please do. I prefer it actually. I should change my name to Tomathan actually.
Always go by formal names.
Yeah, yes, I can understand why Tomathan didn't really care for it, but I can appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah,
that's my diplomatic approach to talking.
This whole time, I'm just thinking wow, I really want to watch Blade Runner tonight.
And I really want to watch Blade Runner 2049.
I just see you under the covers. It's so good.
Yeah, I have a galaxy lamp. I will put Blade Runner on and stare at the ceiling of my galaxy lamp. Maybe I'm on something. Who knows? It's just the greatest feeling. I'll just play the soundtrack sometimes and zone out. I love that movie.
Making origami birds while you watch it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Cecil, quiet.
So none of us agreed with Tom. I think we all agreed.
Yeah, I think that's what the gist I'm getting.
Oh, that's right. You didn't see either. That's right. You didn't see either.
Oh, that's right. I forgot that he didn't see that.
Yeah.
You saw Soldier, though.
Let me get into it.
Did you see Soldier with Kurt Russell, at least?
So much has happened in the last few minutes.
No, I did the Universal Soldier, which is
different thing. Different thing.
That's
a different film.
Jean-Claude Van Damme vehicle, Universal Soldier, of course.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yeah.
I never saw Blade Runner. I tried it a couple of times, fell asleep both times, never got back to it.
There you go. So he agrees.
Okay.
We got it. All right, we can move on now.
Yep, very overrated.
Yeah.
All right. I know people maybe somewhere wanted me to put Godzilla minus fun on my list.
What?
I did not do that because the movie's completely irrelevant for most of the world. Only people that know about minus one are hardcore Godzilla fans. So no one gives a fuck about
cool
Godzilla
guys.
minus ones. Yeah, sure. I don't care enough to talk about that film. I do, however, care enough to talk about a movie that's got a sequel coming out pretty soon. Who's excited for Joker?
Oh, I thought you were about to say Beetlejuice. I was like, I'll kick you out of your own show.
This was on my list, Joker.
Joker is a film that doesn't have the Joker in it, which is already annoying to all hell. The director famously did The Hangover and a bunch of other comedies before deciding he wanted to make pompous bullshit films, said that Harley Quinn's nothing like her character either. She's not going to be this silly, fun, party girl. She's going to be a serious, dramatic, whatever.
No one wants to see a faithful live action Harley Quinn.
And I did see comments defending it, there's been lots of iterations of Harley Quinn and blah 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 blah.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah, but
I've eliminated those from my memory.
I know, and it's if you're going to eliminate every facet of the character that makes them who they are, what the hell are we doing anymore? You're just naming some rando on the streets Harley Quinn, and that's what it sounds like he's doing. But Joker is so fucking overrated. I had my boss come up to me at work a couple years years ago when it came out, and he's like, "Did you see Joker?" And I did see it, and I thought it was just I thought it was a great movie for people that don't see a lot of movies. That's kind of the takeaway I had. It's a lot of people that think it's brilliant because they've never seen a single film by like David Fincher, who the movie was clearly kind of emulating, or, you know, some of the other great smart movies out there. And I just looked at Joker like, what the fuck am I watching? A mentally disturbed guy that's not fun, that's not really even trying to do the things he's doing. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't go anywhere interesting. So Joker, didn't hate it, but I certainly didn't love it.
So as a huge Batman fan and someone who was in the best Batman movie ever, mute Cecil right now. I didn't know what to think about Joker going in. I'm like, this doesn't feel like Joker. It's basically a remake of Martin Scorsese, who wasn't officially involved with the production, but like helped with it. It's a remake of his movie, King of Comedy, which was a famous flop, but a really great movie. And they're like, hey, how about we do that, but we slap a comic book name on it so we trick nerds into seeing it.
Well, and also Taxi Driver. There's a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You have Robert De Niro in there even.
Yeah, the movie could have just been called Sad Clown, but then it wouldn't have made $1 billion.
Yes.
But I'm watching it, it's like, honestly, all the Batman stuff makes... I'm like, okay, so Bruce Wayne's there. I'm like, this Joker's a little old. By the time Bruce Wayne's Batman, this guy's going to be like in a wheelchair. He's going to be easy to take care of. So I didn't understand. I couldn't like reconcile the Batman stuff with it.
But he's not like the real Joker, right? He's just
I know, and I'm like
lit the fuse.
And like even then, I'm like, okay, this is good. But I've seen the movies it's kind of like taking from, which are done better. But yeah, I thought it was just okay, but it is definitely overrated, and I do not want to see the second one. I'll be forced to. Talk about
wouldn't it have been hilarious if the end of Joker, when he's riling up all the other guys to kind of emulate him and be Jokers, Jared Leto's in the crowd and he's like, I really like what this guy's up to, but he's all like slick looking, kind of like American Psycho, like business up. So it's leading into the Suicide Squad.
By the way, I love that like the hardcore audience for Joker were like sad, lonely dudes. And for some reason, Todd Phillips like, what should I do with the sequel? Musical with Lady Gaga, and let's gear it toward women. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, that's a terrible idea. Did you not meet the people who watch your movie?
Yeah.
I hope it flops. But anyway, yeah, so it's just okay.
So as someone that's been reading DC Comics since 1992 when Superman died, I'm a big fan of Joker. Not because I got into Batman when Bane broke his back, and Joker's been prevalent, all along the way. And I don't want to bring everything down for a second, but I was able to appreciate Joker on a certain level because of some abuse I withstood, over the last like 10 years, and basically that abuse caused me to form a callus. The callus is called Elseworlds, and the abuse was from Zack Snyder. You
fucking threw me for a curveball.
Damn, dude, I put on my best serious face for you. Fuck.
They're like, oh fuck, I just shit all over this movie. This guy's, oh no.
Yeah, you did. I brought it up.
Jesus.
I'm like, how do I get Cecil off of here?
All right, it's official. I can't trust any of you fucks.
When Man of Steel came out, I basically had to reconcile it by saying it's an Elseworld DC story. And so when Joker came out, Elseworlds, for those that don't know, in the comics, Elseworlds are when our characters we're familiar with are put into different circumstances, different universes, and are done differently. So Man of Steel is so un-Superman to me that it is an Elseworld story, and thus Joker is an Elseworld Joker story. So I was able to reconcile it and enjoy it on that level only because of the callus that I was forced to create as a result of Zack Snyder's abuse.
Which, by the way, James Gunn has officially referred to Joker and the Batman as Elseworlds. Like, they're not tied to his new continuity.
Well, there you go.
By the way, I'm extremely proud of how I made all of you bend out of frame for a moment.
I'm like, oh, man, no.
I mean, I didn't care about any of the canon shit. I just thought he was annoying, and his laughing, that was like, I hated that laugh.
And I get what you're saying, Cecil. Like, I've read Elseworld stuff. Like, Gotham by Gaslight's good. I just read Batman Dracula.
There's a sequel going, actually, to Gotham by Gaslight right now.
But, like, they're at least somewhat like their characters. Whereas Joker, I'm like, this is just a sad guy who happens to be a clown.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it as like an Elseworld story, like you said. Like, I feel like anytime it tried to connect to any sort of Batman lore, that's where I was very uninterested. And I was like, well, it's just half-assed attempts of like, oh, this is like Bruce Wayne's dad, or this is, Bruce Wayne, or like just whenever it was trying to tie into the like DC universe in any sort of way. That's when I was reminded, oh, right, this is supposed to be like a Joker movie. I felt like I enjoyed it more, like you said, when it was just like a character-driven story where it wasn't the Joker that we're thinking of. It just felt like a mentally troubled man who goes through a lot of tough shit and then becomes this like psychopath essentially. And just that story alone, like I enjoyed it for that. I thought it was different. I liked the big swing that Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix took. I loved Phoenix's performance. I'm really worried about the sequel though, because a musical, like why? Like what are we doing? Like it's just it could be good, but I'm very worried about it. But like as someone who loves DC Comics, loves those stories, especially like the main DC universe stuff, it didn't hit as hard for me as I, wanted it to as a Joker story, because that's like just my favorite villain ever, the Joker. I just think he's endlessly fascinating, and I love all the different stories having to do with him. So as an Elseworld story, I liked it, but as like a Batman / Joker story, no, not really one of my favorites. So I understand when people say it's a little bit overrated, but I enjoyed it.
He dances a lot in it too. There's like a lot of artsy just.
Get ready for the singing. Get ready for the singing.
When he feels empowered, right?
That second,
it's at least interesting when he decides to do it.
I don't care. I think the second movie is going to be, I bet, 50% in his head the whole time. So it just feels like it's going to be completely uninteresting. Also, did you guys see that twist coming like a million miles away, or was it just me with the roommate not being real? Because I thought that was just a really lame.
That one got me a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it caught me a little off guard because they didn't really indicate ahead of time. There weren't a lot of like hints, like like there were in Sixth Sense and stuff. It just was kind of came out of nowhere.
Everything else was so familiar in the movie that one like slid under the radar. Like, I should have been looking for that, but I was distracted by the other ones. Yeah,
agreed. Good point. Yeah,
it was one of the few times I'm pretty good at catching them, but the other movie unrelated was Shutter Island. I figured out the twist in the first like 4 minutes, and then the rest of the movie was just miserable to watch.
That movie just makes it so odd. Like I read the book of Shutter Island. The book's amazing actually, and I'm not usually one of those the book's better than the movie, but like the book is actually significantly better than the movie, and you really don't see the twist coming at all. Like they do a great job hiding it in the movie. It's so painfully obvious that when they get to the reveal, I was like, yeah, no shit, everyone probably figured this out by now. So I totally get that.
Okay, who we at? Who's up next? Tony?
Oh, is it me again?
Oh, I was gonna do your joke, but now I can't. So go ahead and do your stupid Rob Schneider joke.
Oof.
Adam.
Way to step on his comedy dick.
I had to step on it because I didn't do it, so I had to ruin it.
I can't go 5 seconds. Oh fuck! It was gonna be too Bigelow.
You should have just did it.
A good one though.
Everybody's talking about Rob Schneider and unnecessary roughness.
By the way, I don't know why I picked Rob Schneider.
You should have just gone with Rob Schneider and his disaffected relationship with his daughter.
I'm sorry, it's necessary roughness. I screwed up even the joke that I was making.
Okay.
Did anybody see Necessary Roughness? Great movie, by the way.
No.
Okay, go on.
My number one, I actually just did a whole episode about this on my show a while back, and the episode flopped, so everyone watch it. NeverEnding Story. That movie. No, that movie. Have you watched it?
Go fuck yourself.
No, that movie.
This is the one that
he's
breaks.
He's actually
Cecil.
seen this one.
This is the one that will break
him.
Hey, you know who else hates the NeverEnding Story movie? The guy who wrote the book. So it's like Stephen King.
You're an agent of the nothing.
That's probably. No,
the
the movie is like kind of a mess. Well, one, it only adapted part 1 of a book. So it doesn't really have an ending, the film. It just kind of ends on nothing.
What?
Literally.
The Empress gets a name.
What?
Presenting Empress.
I thought you said the horse. I thought you said the horse gets a name. Fun fact.
No.
All right, horse gets bodied.
Okay. Everyone remembers the horse dying and being really sad, right?
Yep.
Save me.
He doesn't talk in the movie. He does apparently talk in the book, which would have been awesome.
Oh, really?
Horses always talk in movies in my mind. I always give them
so I'm watching this a few months back for the 40th anniversary. I'm like, I remember this being really sad when his trusty horse died. When you watch it now, it's like, wait a minute. the horse showed up. There's a shot of them walking. We learn its name, and 2 seconds later, it's dead. I'm like, that horse did jack shit. That horse was not a cat. I'm like, why did I care so much about the horse dying?
The horse wasn't in there long before that? Oh, you're right.
No, the horse is like barely, and it's the most memorable thing because everyone sees it as a kid, and it's just sad that a horse is dying.
You're right. He didn't know.
But as an adult, I'm like, the horse did nothing.
I think the most memorable thing is the giant fucking dog dragon thing.
Falcor,
yeah.
Who's creepy. He's very creepy. The way his voice is now, it makes me very unsettled. No, the movie is just kind of all over the place. It doesn't hold up that well. It's not structured very good.
I'm sorry, I saw this. I had to put it up. I'm wearing a douchey Wolverine t-shirt like Chris Stuckman. Come on, dude.
I feel like people like remember. It's a weird movie. I'll give you that.
Adam
it's very dark. It's like that 80s dark kind of fantasy. So I understand people at the time really liking it. But it's not one that gets better as you get older. If you watch it as an adult, you're like, wait, this makes less sense. I don't understand why this is working. That guy who gives him the book is a fucking psychopath, and I don't understand what his purpose is. And it led to a sequel with Jack Black. So
2 sequels, but yes.
2 sequels, yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Jonathan Taylor Thomas in the second one.
No. The other 90s.
The other one. Yeah, the
one from Sidekicks with Chuck Norris.
Brandis.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Jonathan Brandis.
Did that kid die, like kill himself?
Yeah.
Way to bring that up, Adam. Anyway, Cecil, why do you like this?
Well, Cecil has a calendar of that one too. He's been waiting for him to go. Ever since, like, finally, we got Brandis. All that's left is Duvall.
Oh, the list you haven't seen.
Popeye's on the TV. I'm coming for you, Shelly.
No, I've always loved the NeverEnding Story. It's been one of my childhood favorites. Again, growing up, like I loved Falkor. I loved the Southern Oracle and the fact that it was boobies, even though it was on a statue. And like hot. I loved the fact that it was a really early, for me, again, as an aspiring storyteller, it was really early, a child getting wrapped up in the story and actually being brought into the story. And I love the end when he gets to ride Falkor to chase down his bullies in an alley, which, in my version, that fucking luck dragon would have ate those motherfuckers. But
yeah, I just ripped them up.
But I got to be honest, this is the one where I'm going to say I don't understand the claim of overrated because it's fucking phenomenal.
It really was. I mean, to parrot that, it really was the Blair Witch Project of fantasy.
I was waiting for that to come back.
Hey, remember when the Rockbiter is sad because he wasn't able to save those characters?
They look like big, strong,
remember the bat, the goblin guy, and the guy who rode the snail, and he's real sad. When you watch it as an adult, they have one scene. Yeah. And they're never seen again until you find out they die. And by the way, it's a jarring opening. We spend so much time in them in the beginning, that big scene, and then we never see him again. It'd be like if Star Wars started and C-3PO and R2-D2 just disappeared after the first act, and we never saw them again.
Oh, God willing. Second movie? Isn't there like a kid too with a backwards rock cap or something? Aren't they in the second one?
Who?
The Rock family.
Yeah, they're
the Rock family's in all of them, and the effect gets worse, and they sing Born to Be Wild in the third one.
Yeah,
it's bad. As I watch it as an adult, I'm like,
hey, hang on, Tony. Yeah. It rocks.
No.
All right.
Watch it as an adult, I'm like, wait a minute, those characters also didn't do anything. They set up some exposition, and then they disappeared, and then we heard they're dead, and we're just supposed to be sad. I'm like, did the Rockbiter, was he even friends with them? He literally showed up and said, hey, what's up? Something's eating us. Let's go over
riding
there.
His rock motorcycle.
Yeah.
Tony, also, so you were basically just the Crow as a child, huh? Just kind of sat in a room with black eyeliner, just pissed off.
No, it's funny. I liked it as a kid, and then I was expecting to like it when I did my review, and I'm watching like, oh man, this does not hold up.
Yeah.
Also, the princess's name is Moonchild, and I think they thought that was stupid, so they added lightning over him saying it at the end. That's why no one knows what the fuck the princess
is. That what he names her? I still don't know what he names her.
You really should read the book. Yeah, it's Moonchild.
That's fucking. I've actually always wanted. You know what? Here, let me show you here.
You have the book?
Oh, he's got the book, doesn't he? Oh boy.
He's got like a signature series.
Is it a signed copy?
Chest. Yeah, it comes out of a chest.
Oh wait, no, he's got the.
I haven't been able to do this, bitch. I got the Orin.
Oh my god.
No, it's a fun movie if you look it up. Like the writer of the book was trying to work with the movie, and they just kept changing. I think when they axed the second part of the book, like, we're only doing up to this point. He went, fuck all of you, I'm out.
I just love that we didn't know each other's picks ahead of time, and Tony picked one that's just like shitting all over Cecil. He's got memorabilia in the room from it, and that's awesome.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really nice, Tony.
My next one is Nightmare on Elm Street and
Fuck
Child.
off! Oh, come on.
Cut him off. Get him out of here.
I was just looking at stuff in your room. I'm like,
Chucky.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I certainly haven't made a nightmare movie myself, motherfucker.
Listen. The worst scene in Gremlins is when he's wearing sunglasses. I hate
the flasher.
Dies a little
worst
more
character.
Every sentence, my soul dies.
I also hate cardboard boxes. I hate that. I'm just like looking at anything. I'm just
He's putting out anything in his room now.
Shipping supplies, I hate them too. Like,
I hate
people that wear shirts with green on it. Yeah.
I hate shitty lighting.
Yes.
So, Tom and Adam, why do you guys hate NeverEnding Story?
I've never seen the movie, so like hearing you guys talk about it makes me want to see it significantly less.
Tom's not.
Tom, make sure to watch my episode. It didn't do well. At least watch my episode.
At least do that. Like, fuck you, but at least watch my episode.
Team Money is not 85 like we are, so he probably just didn't have, he didn't grow up with
Cecil
it.
died.
No, like anytime I saw a picture, it's okay. We'll bring him back to life later. We'll say something. But yeah, I don't know. Just I never had any desire to watch that movie growing up, and just hearing you guys talk about what happens in it, I'm like, what the fuck is this movie?
Yeah, there's like statues that you can't cross.
What's going on?
Laser beams that'll kill you. It's hardcore.
I was gonna say, hey guys, spoiler alert, but then I just didn't care enough. So.
And then there's an evil wolf that's trying to help the nothing. And his goal is to kill the kid, and his plan is, I'm gonna jump at him slowly with my chest exposed, and the kid just stabs him. That's like the end.
I mean, it was
real easy.
It was really the Lord of the Rings for 7-year-olds. Is really
gotcha. That's what it seems like. That's what it seems like.
That's
ahead of its time.
It was good shit. I haven't seen it in a million. My kids watched it not that many years back, and I remember them getting traumatized by that horse dying. I don't know if they got.
Dude.
I'm like, this is what we did back in my day. We watched lions get killed in the gorge. They got stampeded all over, and we were watching horses die. Every animal's off. They're off the table. They can be killed at any point.
I mean, I guess
don't expect to be in a Disney movie and have a mother or a father. Like one or
the
other is going to be
pretty par
gone.
for the course.
I guess the best thing about it is it gave America the director Wolfgang Peterson, who did The Perfect Storm and Air Force One, and Adam's favorite movie, Troy. He loves Troy. And Outbreak and Enemy Mine. He made some really good movies.
Are you reading his IMDb?
I am, but I've also seen all these movies. So.
Fuck The Perfect Storm. That is a 2-hour fucking exercise in monotony.
I haven't ever watched that. Enemy Mine is really good.
Troy sucked. I remember Troy sucked hard.
Yeah, Troy did suck. Wolfgang Peterson was supposed to do Batman v Superman, and it never happened. One of the many.
My wife really, like every woman, really thought Legolas was a smoke show. Really attracted. I was attracted to Legolas, and then I instantly put out that fire, and I showed her Troy. He's also in that, and he's an archer, but he's like pathetic. And she's like,
she's like, oh, that's gone now.
Same guy. Like, yeah. What do you think now? Now I don't look so bad. She's like, well, you do, but this guy's not great either.
He was training here.
Yeah. But then he came back in The Hobbit, and that spark reunited all over again.
Yep.
Still got it. That's for me. I thought he was great. Still got it. Damn. All right, what are we at? Who are we at anymore? Cecil just went. Tommy.
I didn't go yet.
I just went.
Did anyone give their number?
Cecil nerded out over my
Tony gave his one.
Well, Cecil's had like 18 of them because he keeps shooting out random ones. Like, fuck, perfect.
You're confusing the entire group.
All right, who's up then? Tony said NeverEnding Story, and
it's me and Tom have our number ones left.
Okay, gotcha. Please. Cecil, after you, go for it.
So my number one, I would have said Man of Steel, but I already got to say it on another one. So I'm gonna go ahead and say, now this one, I don't know, you guys may react, you may not, but for whatever reason, this one, I only ever hear positives. Like, this is one of the best movies of all time. Fucking Moist Critical Charlie is like raves about this movie. Fucking Paddington 2 is not that good.
Thank you.
Like,
Thank you.
It's not that good.
I feel
like,
vindicated.
It's
oh
just
my
not
God.
that good.
They're
like,
just okay.
This extended prison sequence, like what? I need to see a bear teach a bunch of prisoners.
I feel lighter.
And like okay, like
is this what happiness feels like?
Fucking. I'm sorry, Paddington 2 is okay.
It did not make me want to be a better man. I'm sorry.
Most, yeah, no, yeah. That's
guys,
as much as I need to say.
Finally, someone said it. I thought I was going crazy.
You guys watch Paddington?
I watched both of them. Oof.
Me too. Yeah.
You have like kids? Or
yeah, I'm an adult. I don't watch the Paddington movies.
Actually,
no, I just didn't see them. My family, I think, actually watched them one day, the first one, and I said, "Hey, is this good?" It gets rave reviews, and they all were just kind of like, "Eh." And so I never bothered with either of the Paddington films.
Dude, they get such reviews. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand it. I don't understand it.
The definition of overrated to me.
Yeah.
A friend of mine
I have
recently,
no notes.
That's a great pick. That might be the best pick of the night.
I think it is.
I am getting a shirt. There's a picture of me in a bear onesie that I did for a video, and a friend of mine made a shirt that's that picture, and it just says Paddington underneath. So I'm about to have a shirt that is me as Paddington. But no, I didn't watch the movie. Weren't they books? Right?
Yes. Yeah.
I think maybe
so,
I read the books and like.
I know you're thinking of the Berenstain Bears.
Like, everyone's so excited that the third
Berenstain.
one's in the works, and I'm like, okay. Like,
I always say Berenstein. Is it Berenstein? Berenstein?
It's Berenstain.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Berenstain.
It's a Mandela effect. Let's not get into it. Let's not.
Always
get
going to
into
be Berenstein. Anyway.
Yeah, I got nothing. I can't even joke about it. I need to see.
Yeah,
the movie.
I think this is the one we're actually all in agreement on.
Yes.
All right.
I think we actually agree.
That fire hot take fizzled very quickly because we're all like, yeah, okay.
All right.
What if I was like, Cecil, fuck you, Paddington saved my life?
Then you sound like me talking about NeverEnding Story.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on. Let me get my Paddington at cosplay.
He's got the necklace symbol for Paddington that for some reason exists.
If there was anyone that I would have expected to be into a bear, Tony, it would have been.
Ooh.
Yeah. Tony's been into many bears in his time.
Whoa.
Costumes.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I do have that bear costume.
Yes. And men, Tom, do you want to go with your last one?
I guess. Yeah, so I would say my number one here, I finally watched this last Halloween season because this is a movie that to me just got nothing but praise, got nothing but universal acclaim. It's, a horror movie that's been making the rounds for years, kind of become like a cult classic of sorts.
T Money, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Yes.
I'm just getting word from the Starred feed that there's only 3 super chats in there with their underrated picks. This can't be right. Sheila, is this? Yep, Sheila's telling me that this is correct. We only have 3 super chats for after you're done talking. So if you guys have any underrated movies you want us to shout out in this video, please super chat now or be a complete disappointment like I am in my parents' eyes. Go on, Tom. Sorry. Sorry about that.
I'm trying to see Sheila.
Yeah, so my pick is It Follows. I think that this is a super overrated. Yeah, you can leave. It's fine. I've had enough of you anyway. So I think this is a super overrated horror movie. I love the concept. I love Micah Monroe in it. But for me, I don't really find anything enthralling about a slow walking STD getting its steps in to be thrilling. Like, I really don't find this movie to be all that scary. It has like one really haunting shot, but other than that, I feel like it's a very boring, uneventful film that I felt like could have done a lot more with a really cool premise. So, yeah.
I really enjoy this film. I think it is kind of a shit one to put on this list personally, Tom. I think it's not quite
I just don't care.
It's at the echelon of a lot
Are you
of these other
talking?
films.
Are you saying words? This is so weird. I'm hearing noise, but I can't make any sense of it.
This is like putting Barbarian on the list. Nobody in the mainstream knows what this fucking film is.
Yeah, they do now.
This is niche. This is niche.
I disagree. Yeah,
This is niche.
Yeah, me and Cecil both said we liked that movie.
Dude,
if I read a list off to my mom, she doesn't know what It Follows is. I can tell you that, but she knows what Avatar is. She knows what Black
ask
Panther
your mom
is.
about me.
My mom knows
She'll
what
know
It
that. But Tom, I agree with Tom because I would have. I will say that there were two horror movies that got all this fucking attention, and I'm like, why? And it was It Follows and The Witch. But both of them, upon a rewatch a couple of years later, I actually really appreciated a lot more on the rewatch. So while
I think the hype definitely factored in for sure.
Yeah, I think I would have agreed with you, but upon a rewatch a couple of years removed, they are legitimately really well made, good horror movies. But
yeah, I'll probably rewatch it before the new one comes out because I know they're making a sequel right now. So I'll give it another chance. But yeah, that initial reaction, I think the hype definitely got to me where I was like, this is what everyone's saying is like a masterpiece. Okay.
I never heard that. Maybe that's what helps. I just kind of watched it based on a recommendation from someone.
Yeah, I remember people saying it was good. I missed the hype that it was the greatest thing ever. And Tom, I have a lot of things to say about It Follows, and you can find that out in my It Follows review that I put out a while ago.
These plugs are getting more and more shameless, my guy.
This is what he does. This is what he does. It's sad. Nobody wants to come on this channel. That's the problem.
Well, all of a
sudden, Tony's like, yeah, I'm free. Sure.
Tony, you show up with a metal cup to clink at the audience. Why don't you?
Well, you notice how Cecil, you're Cecil Laird, and then the subtitle is horror show. My name is literally Tony from Hack the Movies, and then a joke subtitle.
Next time I come on, you're going to see me with a Hack the Movies shirt. I'm like a diehard fan.
I do sell shirts. One with my face on it.
Of course you fucking sell shirts. Of course you sell shirts.
Of course you sell shirts. Who would do that?
I mean, who would be shameless enough to do that?
I sell a shirt with my face on it with a tiara like Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks. It's great.
There you go. Oh, perfect. Nice.
Oh, that was a reference to Twin Peaks? I've still not seen Twin Peaks, so I
never watched it either.
I didn't understand there was actual meaning behind that shirt.
Yeah, it's a reference to Laura Palmer from Twin Peaks.
Wow, you have it framed. Nice. Wow.
Yeah. Sorry, I pulled a Cecil grabbing props. I'm sorry.
Look, hey, a lot of people emulate me. What can I say?
Oh, no. He's feeling the power from the necklace. Uh-oh.
It's the Orin, the power of the Orin.
Bitch, I can't get it on there. All right, I'll have to do that afterwards. All right.
To be a fly on the wall of a day-to-day of Tony. How exciting. Just got now I got to pick all this up. Oh, my God. Oh, this pants rip. Oh, no. That was me.
He just farts.
All right.
Wait, the camera's still live? Oh my God.
You joke, but literally the slat wall, I noticed a lot of them were starting to lean. They were coming out of the wall. I had to take everything down and drill a bunch of shit into the walls the other day.
You're buried under your shit.
I was like,
hello, cops? Hello?
Last thing I need is my sister to be like, why didn't Tony answer me? She comes over, I'm just dead in a fake video store.
So you're saying even your decorations are trying to commit suicide?
Jesus.
They're trying to kill him.
Well, I think it's official. I think we should Truman Show your life. Give the people a show.
Yeah. It's not that interesting to me.
Guys, reveal it. Drop the curtains.
So anyway, we all agree Tom's wrong about It Follows.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I even agree with you. I agree with you.
That was just a terror. We went from a perfect pick with Paddington to just a complete shit show of a pick.
Yeah, I really like to bring down the vibe. Some people say it's my special skill. Yeah.
I'm with it.
I have two honorable mentions to just throw out here to maybe upset some people in the comments. Yeah, so here's two that almost made my cut. Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
I didn't laugh once during that movie. I watched it at my cousin's house, and
I actually agree with you on this.
They were ranting and raving about how it's the funniest thing ever, and all of us sat there in dead silence watching this film, and I just kept waiting for them to laugh because they loved the film they'd already seen. Like, what is this? We're just like zombily watching this thing. Don't get it. Never understood it. But I didn't put it on the list because I feel like
I like
it's
it.
not ever talked. I feel like it's never talked about anymore. So it's not quite at the level.
They did that animated. And actually, the 20th anniversary was recently, and like it kind of just came and went. No one really brought it up.
Okay, my other one. This one absolutely will make people upset. The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I would agree with you.
Oh wow! I did not expect that. I've never gotten through it. I cannot finish that movie.
That's a shame.
It does nothing for me.
It's not.
It's okay.
I think the director's other stuff's better.
I'll take
Coraline.
Yeah, I do like
James
Coraline.
And the Giant Peach is even kind of like charming in its weird ass way.
Agreed. There's a lot better stop motion shit.
Yeah. All the Wallace and Gromit, of course. So yeah, I don't like that film, but
most of the Leica stuff is incredible.
I left it off because obviously it was kind of one of the big first times families were seeing something like this on the big screen, so it definitely had its place. It really was the Blair Witch Project stop motion animation. Had to get one more in. Anybody else?
Get another
have
Rob Schneider in.
I got some alternates.
Okay,
but I don't
Cecil's got some honorable mentions while we get some final super chats in.
Yes.
It'd be nice if we could get like a good baker's dozen in here, folks. We're at 9, so if we could get a few more, that'd be great.
So I'll cruise through these. I already mentioned Dark Knight Rises and Skinamarink. I think that Ratatouille is overrated. I think American Beauty is overrated. I think Top Gun Maverick is overrated. I think
not as good as Top Gun Maverick is the Blade Runner 2049.
Agreed.
Of the Top Gun. Yeah, I like Top Gun Maverick, but I also like the first. A lot of people.
It's not as groundbreaking as everyone wants to fucking make it out to be.
Yeah, it's okay.
I
like it. I enjoy it.
What's the issue with Ratatouille? That movie's fantastic. That's a Brad Bird vehicle.
It's like basic. It's one of the least imaginative of the fucking animated movies.
That's true. There is a lot of films about a rat controlling a guy by hiding in his hat.
Look, forgive me, I'm not the biggest fan of Furman. Like, again, the only movie I ever walked out of was
like, again with the rat controlling.
Jesus, how many times are we going to see this? Jesus.
I don't want to see a movie about cockroaches or rats. What do you assume me? Like, I don't know.
Oh my, I kind of wish there was a genre of like rats controlling chefs.
They brought it back with Ratatouille or whatever.
Yeah, that was fun.
I hate Flushed Away for the same reason.
Nobody likes Flushed Away. That movie's trash. Yeah.
Dune Part 2, I think, is way overrated. I think the first Dune is a lot better. The Shape of Water. Why did The Shape of Water win an Oscar? Nope.
That was kind of overrated.
The Lighthouse. Why does
because still haven't seen that one?
Because it was a hot, sensual film about a woman.
Wait. Shape of Water. That had the girl from. Isn't that lady also in Paddington? I think you just hate that lady.
She is. She's a Paddington.
Yeah. I mean, look, I love Doug Jones, but I don't need to see bestiality and my Academy Award winners.
Strong disagree. I think we should all have it.
Doug Jones's resume has far too many fish characters on it.
Yeah.
One that fish guy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. One that I wouldn't have said, except that it's gotten a lot more popular over time. I think Halloween 3 is now way overrated. That's not a good movie.
That movie sucks.
That movie
is terrible.
Lovers of the movie will fucking shout to the fucking skies that it's good, and I'm like, no, it's still not good, guys. There's a reason it didn't do well.
I've always been neutral, like okay with that movie, but yeah, it's interesting to see everyone hate it. And now everyone overpraises it. I'm like, no, let's meet around here. You guys are all
it's turned into like the Star Wars prequels for people. I feel like suddenly like everyone loved the Star Wars prequels.
Also, I died in Adam's review of the movie, and I'm still upset about that.
I reviewed Halloween 3 because I had not seen it until I think 2 years ago. Tony requested that I watch it, and I did that for him.
And then I die at the end of the episode.
And I will say the one good thing about Halloween 3 is that song is freaking awesome.
So the last one for me,
Shamrock.
Yeah, it's terrible. The last one for me that I'm going to call and might be my most controversial. I think most Miyazaki movies are mid.
Well, I certainly agree with you with what was the new one, The Boy and the Heron or whatever that fucking stupid thing was called. Yeah,
I don't think none of them are in my top animation movies. Like none of them. Sure, some of them are imaginative.
Spirited Away is legitimately amazing. I can't. Yeah, that one's fantastic.
Still mid to me. Midizaki.
Ooh.
Mid there, done that.
That's pretty fucking funny. Midizaki.
Actually, I'm not gonna lie, I like that.
I don't watch any of his stuff. Next time film people I know are bringing him up, I'm just gonna say more like Midizaki.
Copyright Cecil Laird of the Horror Show channel.
I'll be like, Cecil, I'm in the ER. I didn't enjoy the joke.
Fucking you say it still.
Cecil's there next to you getting another tumor removed from Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon.
You guys are in the same room.
Believe it or not, I actually like
ironically-
Rebel Moon Director's Cut Part 1. I never watched the originals, so I'm watching the Director's Cuts. And I
Oh
kinda
God,
liked
I
it.
can't put myself through them
What in
again.
the fuck what is happening with your taste? How?
I didn't watch the originals. I waited for the Director's Cut, and the Director's Cut Part 1 wasn't terrible.
Was it you that I was talking to? How I accidentally reviewed half of Part 1 and half of Part 2 as one video?
I think you did. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Because those movies are such shit shows. I did a director's cut review of Part 1, not realizing that in the morning when I watched half of it, the afternoon I was watching, Netflix had jumped to the second part thinking I was done watching the first, and I didn't even realize it. So I watched the first half of both movies, but thought it was just Part 1 of the first film.
That speaks to that movie.
So I retitled my video like just director's cut review. I took off the Part 1 in hopes that people wouldn't care enough to watch the whole thing.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway, yeah. My Miyazaki was one of my favorite opinions I have.
Miyazaki, yeah.
I got a couple, Adam.
Please.
So I love Stanley Kubrick. Cecil, I know you said you didn't like him. You said you hate him. You said you're glad he's dead. I really like his stuff.
Hey, at least someone read between the lines.
When it comes to like big Stanley Kubrick movies, I'm not that big into Clockwork Orange. For me, it only gets interesting when he gets sent to that like asylum and they start experimenting on him.
Yeah.
And the results of that, I feel like the beginning, it just doesn't work for me. It's just too much in the beginning.
When he's a depraved psychopath, and then they rehabilitate him into
yes, the depraved psychopath stuff just goes on a little too long for me. I'm like, all right, let's get to this stuff. Another one, it's fine. It did what it had to do. It was okay. Avengers Endgame. That's all right.
Oh,
not as good as Infinity War. Like Infinity War was really good.
I agree. Not near as good as Infinity War.
Yeah. Then Endgame, I'm like, all right. I feel like we're just like checking off what we need to wrap up. All right.
Endgame was like the cheerleader moments, but Infinity War was the better movie. Yeah.
What's so weird about that one, and I don't disagree, Tony. I still think it's a great like conclusion, but it's a messy one for sure. It's just weird that the Russos did both of these films. And they like clearly set up arcs for characters, but then decided at some point, like, fuck it, we're just going to get rid of the arcs. Like with the Hulk, for instance, he gets bodied by Thanos and he gets scared and he won't come out. It's like, oh, I can't wait to see where that goes. And how he gets his like, revenge fight. Off camera, just got settled. And he's a completely different character.
It fucks up Peter Quill and Gamora's story too.
Yeah, it fucked up that storyline. And then you have the Fat Thor thing, which was just kind of silly.
Hey, representation matters, motherfucker.
I do like that James Gunn. I like that James Gunn took time to set up Adam Warlock in Guardians 2 because he's super important to all the Infinity stuff. And then they just didn't use him. And then James Gunn's like, oh, what the fuck am I going to do with this gold guy now? Let me just in my movie.
Yeah.
And of course, the last one, guys, I can't go 5 seconds without someone telling me.
There we go.
Rob Schneider's Norm of the North is the best movie ever made. I don't think it's that good. I've seen better CGI bear movies. All
Norm
right,
of the North
Paddington.
Truly awful. Truly awful.
The sequels are the better ones, though.
I literally had to Google Rob Schneider.
Home Alone 2?
You were running out real fast.
I'm a big fan of The Stapler.
Yeah. Rob Schneider is a carrot in his 24-karat comedy. Skirpty derpy derpy.
And I'm sure there's more, but those are all I got at the moment.
Oh my god, I'm a carrot.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I got a few. I got a few.
Please. We're at 11 right now.
Oh, look at that. We're all out of time.
Look at that. Yeah, we're just wrapping up.
All proceeds of today's super chats will go to a charity called the Human Fund, which I have set up.
I almost bought that. Holy shit! I almost bought that.
Money for people. Okay, go on.
So right out of the gate, I'll say I think WALL-E is super overrated. I think it's beautiful to look at, but it's so boring, and I do not find myself emotionally invested in it at all.
Brilliant.
You're on a stream with the one guy who will shit on Pixar the most, and you pick the one that he likes.
Perfect. I love controversy. I love it. I love it.
I tried to watch it on shrooms. I had to leave.
I'm not sure how to
maybe watch
that
it
statement.
off of shrooms.
Yeah, maybe try it a different way.
Sure, what are you, some kind of prude, Adam?
Fuck
you.
It was freaking.
Just
I was
maybe
like, what happened to the world?
Why are we all fat?
No, that rings true.
I'm a capitalist, so I was offended by the whole plot
I was
of the
jealous
movie.
of the chairs. I'll be honest.
Yeah, those chairs did look comfy. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, I'm usually a huge Pixar fan, and that one just like it didn't do it for me. I also think Lady Bird is super overrated. I also just don't understand Hollywood's fascination with Greta Gerwig in general. I think I never really found her stuff to be that great. I kind of find her stuff to be a little self-indulgent for my taste. I just feel like her movies always like think they're like the hot shit, and they think that they're super smart and witty, and it always turns me off. Like I think Saoirse Ronan's great in the movie, but I just felt like a movie like Edge of 17 did what that movie was trying to do better. So I just didn't really care for that.
Yeah,
one.
Greta's commentary is just so banged over your head. There's no subtlety to any of it. It's literally just people preaching at the camera. Like that. There's nothing clever about it.
Nope. In the movie House of the Devil, Greta Gerwig gets her face shot off. It's awesome.
Oh my god,
it's so cool. It comes. Well, I spoiled it for you guys,
West, right?
Huh? Yeah, Ty West, the guy who did X. He had Greta Gerwig act, and she has a small part. Her face gets fucking blown off. It's so cool. That's all I got.
Wow, I mean, on that awful note.
Yeah, on that note.
What a sad way to end this. Did you have any more, Tom? Maybe.
I mean, I could drop a bomb right now, but I'm very hesitant to because I feel like I'll get judged hard. But I think this is fully because I didn't grow up with this movie, but I finally watched it for the first time, I think within the past year. I'm sorry, but I don't think The Goonies is that great.
Thank you. Tom, you won me back.
All right. I'm just saying, I think it is a very okay movie. It wasn't offensive to me. Like I didn't hate it.
You lost me. But
I think I just had a stroke.
That's fine.
Yikes.
That's okay.
Wow,
had to end it on a strong note.
Hey,
I got yelled at so much as a kid for just saying it like is okay. And people are like, "Oh, he's great." I'm like, "Well, fuck you. I hate the movie now."
Coming of age story with iconic characters, lines.
Iconic? That's
like your first
Sloth,
real,
the Truffle
real
Shuffle.
life,
I mean, Data,
live action adventure, pirates. You know, like why would you like that at all?
Just didn't do it for me. Just kind of mid.
No.
Indiana Jones for kids. What's to like about that? You know, I mean,
these guys are gooning for the Goonies over here. Jeez.
I don't even know what makes a good movie.
I feel like The Sandlot was my Goonies growing up. Like that was my.
Both. Can I have both of them?
Yeah,
can I have both of them?
Sandlot's okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't like both, but I just feel like the way people feel about the Goonies, that's how I feel about like The Sandlot. Like that was the movie
I think we all agree Monster Squad is better.
Monster Squad sucks.
Immediate.
Some asshole was like,
"Have
you ever seen Monster Squad? That's a great one." I put it on for 10 minutes. Like, this is terrible. I'm never listening to this stranger again. I think it was my brother-in-law.
I feel like we've all loved and hated each other throughout the course of the show.
Yeah. Oh, you want me to like Monster Squad? Aren't you the same guy that likes a Shark Tale? Yeah. Sorry, I don't think I'm going to be on board with this.
You mean you don't like mob sharks?
Yeah.
Is that what you're telling me?
Sorry, Renee Zellweger. I don't think I like this one.
Thank you very much.
You're
lucky I didn't add Casino and Goodfellas to my list because I almost did.
Easy, Pesci. Easy. Tony was actually an extra in Shark Tale, if you didn't know.
Fuck you. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Speaking of extra in a movie we talked about, Joker, my co-host Frank shot a scene in Joker with Joaquin Phoenix, got cut out of the movie, and I'm still teasing him for it. He's like, I saw the people that were in front of me and the people were behind me. They completely cut me out.
Oh my god!
Dang.
They digitally removed me. I don't know.
He was wearing a subscribe to Hack the Movies t-shirt.
By the way, unlike me, who's in a stadium, you can't really see me unless it's a wide shot and you can't make me out. He actually would have gotten like his face on screen, like a close up and everything. Totally fucking cut.
Yeah,
hilarious.
That's a shame.
Yeah,
let's go to super chats. I still have the vision of a woman getting her face blown off and Tony giggling like a schoolgirl over it. So I'm just trying to move on.
That's where my mind goes when I think of Greta Gerwig. That's the one thing I knew her from before Barbie.
I don't know. I'm thinking of tortellini. I guess Ratatouille brought that
up. Fair enough.
He's not thinking of Ratatouille.
No, I'm just thinking of pasta.
Okay,
I'm just hungry.
Yeah, I think I just worked up an appetite.
The flail shot out of a cannon with maybe the worst pick I've ever seen in my life, Matrix, which obviously isn't The Matrix. He's talking about a completely different film.
I was going to say,
absolutely.
let me look this up here. Hold on.
Is it Rob Schneider? Is he in this one?
Rob Schneider's Matrix. It's kind of like Suicide Squad and The Suicide Squad. This is the one that came out. That
he's talking about the 1993 TV series Matrix. Just
this makes a lot of sense. A lot of sense.
Yeah, for
good
sure.
pick. Good pick.
Good one, Flail.
Yeah,
you got us. Got us. He's definitely not putting one of my all-time favorite movies on his overrated list. Perm with a powerful $10 super chat. I guess you could say most Oscar-winning pictures are overrated. They are usually unique or interesting in some way, but only for one watch. Maybe.
The artist.
He's not so confident.
Parasite.
King's Speech.
Yeah, except for Black Panther, of course.
Could do this shit all day.
We watch Black Panther every day at our house. It's pretty much
Parasite. I would watch again, but you're right. Those other ones, I was like King's Speech. I'm like, I got it the first time.
Nomadland.
You mean Tony? You mean I got it the first time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Because he has
Crash.
Because King's Speech has a stutter.
I could keep going.
I saw Parasite again. I thought it was pretty solid. I actually liked Parasite more the second time because you knew what was going on. First time, there's a lot of like red herrings and shit
Parasite's
in the film.
I just think it's overrated. It's not like as crazy groundbreaking as everyone's making it out to be.
Yeah, it definitely was very highly praised when it came out. I remember going to that movie thinking I was going to get my socks blown off, and I left thinking, this is not at all what I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that's not Perm. I don't think you're wrong on that. Except for Suicide Squad. Let's not forget Suicide Squad, the Jared Leto film, did win an Oscar.
Did it?
Did win,
for what?
Best makeup.
Did it really? Oh, dear Lord, I need to
And we
cry.
all love Suicide Squad.
Well deserved.
Yeah, well deserved. The Blind Cinephile for $5. This is a weird one, but the first Space Jam is overrated. People pretending it was a work of art because the second one was equally bad. The second one was far.
I refuse to see the second one.
It's not equally bad, but I do agree the first one's very overrated.
Yeah, the first one's
I feel
pretty bad.
like if you didn't grow up with that movie, there's no way you like that movie.
I did grow up with the movie,
I
but
100% get it.
That second one is garbage.
That looked terrible. Still haven't seen it. Never will.
IP vomit. It's like, remember the Iron Giant? Here he is.
I do want to rewatch Looney Tunes Back in Action. I hear that.
That's a good one. That's good. I like that one.
I think I did try rewatching it a few years ago, and it was just kind of like, Stick with Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
That's awesome.
That's for the sophisticated folks. Yeah.
Is that you holding a goblet or?
That's like it's like a chalice.
I was trying to figure out what the fuck that was.
He's twirling. He's twirling.
Yeah, twirling. He's letting it breathe.
Oh my god! Oh
yes, 2001, 100%.
No,
I like that one. I like that one.
2001 is one of his most boring ones.
Another Kubrick.
I love it.
What is that? What is this?
People do not like Kubrick, apparently.
Yeah,
I love slow moving sci-fi. Maybe that's just me. I love really slow moving sci-fi.
I dug the shit out of this film. It was so weird.
Yeah.
$10. Thank you, Barry. I appreciate the money. I don't appreciate the pick, but we all have our opinions.
I appreciate it, Barry.
Yeah, Cecil loves it. He's eating it up. He's eating it up. Okay. Panic Pun for $5. Both Tron films are overrated. My friends were hyping it up. We watched one before we saw the second. I fell asleep through both. I agree.
The second Tron does give Blade Runner 2049.
No, yeah, I hate the second Tron. I hate it. I hate it. This
makes sense for you.
Yeah. The bad guys
giving 2049.
It's giving me 2049.
The bad guys
giving 2049.
I'm not 43. Shut up.
Wait, his plan made no sense. He's going to enter the real world. It's like you're going to destroy the computer you're coming out of as soon as you leave. And do your spaceships even fly in the real world? You're going to be just shot right away. That movie sucks.
Yo, but that soundtrack though.
Yeah, the soundtrack's fine, but
that's the hot take.
But who's gonna watch the movie?
That's the hot take. I'm sorry, that score
really
is
like
banger.
We're moving on from Daft Punk to Nin in the next Tron.
Yeah, 9 Inch Nails.
You guys are not gonna believe what's coming up here.
Yeah, Jared Leto, it sucks.
Sean Robertson for $199. Original Matrix. He agrees with the flail. The Matrix show was.
It's worse because he clarified.
Wait, Adam. He could be talking about La Restruction de la Matrix Original.
That's exactly what he's
That's
talking
gotta
about.
be it. That's gotta
It's
be it.
apparently a podcast episode. I just typed original Matrix.
I hated that podcast episode.
I
Sean, I'm
hated
in
it
full
too.
agreement with
We
you.
all hated it.
Good pick.
Maybe it's a movie about calculus.
80s nostalgia guy. $2.
Yes,
The Cave
creature features
is underrated.
Creature features
Oh.
for the win.
Okay.
Wait,
You
I
swerved.
think I saw this and hated the shit out of it. Let me see if it's the one I'm
That came-
thinking.
that's
of.
what
the
it came
Cave is
out-
cool.
It came out around the same time as Descent, right? They were pretty
Yes.
close to each other.
One of them is
Yeah.
this the one that was produced by Avatar guy? I'm forgetting his
this
name.
one had a bigger
James
budget.
Cameron.
I don't think that.
James
no.
Cameron produced some cave movie that was fucking terrible.
Oh, I think I remember which one you're talking about. Oh,
I'm talking
what was that?
about?
What was that called? It was terrible.
It was terrible. It had the
Oh,
dude
well-
from Fantastic Four in it. The
Yeah.
stretch-
Oh, what the fuck?
Mr. Reed Richards from.
I know
I don't
exactly
think
what
this is
movie you're
that,
talking
though.
about.
No, I don't think this is
Now,
that.
The Cave 2005 is something
Oh,
else.
what's that movie?
Can someone in the chat tell me the name of a movie produced? Because they put his name all over it. They're like,
I'll
James
look it up
Cameron
right now.
produced.
Hold on,
James
James Cameron
Cameron
cave movie.
Cave
Sanctum,
movie.
Sanctum. That was it.
That
Oh,
movie was
yeah.
awful. It doesn't
that was
have the
terrible.
Fantastic Four dude in it. Reed Richards.
Hold on, I'm
It was
checking.
Ian Guffel
Yeah.
would be that guy's name.
I don't know.
Yeah, and they
that
tried to
guy.
really sell the 3D on that one. I remember.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Because
that
it
was-
was very
Yeah,
it was a very
it does-
digital looking film.
It does
Terrible.
have Mr. Fantastic, but no, that's not what The Cave is. The Cave is
Okay.
monsters.
No, The
and
Cave is a creature movie. Yep.
I don't think I saw this. It's good though, huh?
Yeah, well, look, I'm a creature feature, and it's very, 2005 CG creatures, but it's mostly they're shrouded in darkness, so they get away with a lot of it, and the survivor is infected at the end, so he's going to become a creature.
Oh, thanks for the
eventually.
spoiler.
Spoiler!
Man,
I did love
No,
the
it's
Descent.
100%
The Descent was awesome. So you're saying it's like that kind of?
No, The Descent
Oh.
is way better,
Okay.
but
Gotcha.
it's still a fun creature movie.
Did anybody ever bother with The Descent too?
Yep.
No, it's bad.
I disagree. I think it's
It
not
looked
bad,
terrible.
only because I'm a big fan of films that pick up where the last one left off, and this is one of those. Like literally, the woman that gets away at the end goes back into the cave. In the second
The
one.
monsters look worse though.
Well, so
they
they
look
took
bad.
it from
They're
the
still just
they took it from
just
the original
mutated
cut. Then?
humanoids. That's uninspired anyway. So,
the-
like,
Actually, the
Descent-
makeup effect is bad.
yeah, fair.
The Descent has two endings though, so they took it from the lame ending.
Yeah, I guess so.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Because the other endings, the only way that movie is even really good, that like elevates it to greatness. That ending.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got Mattmobile, $2. Knives Out is very overrated in my opinion. He said IMO, but that means in my opinion. That's
Thank
a
you
fun
so much
fact
for
for you.
that.
It's an Adam fun fact for you tonight.
Oh,
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
So he's talking
okay,
about
I
the
mean,
second one, right? Because that's the sequel.
Glass Onion is the sequel.
Oh, Glass Onion's the sequel. That's right.
Knives Out, that's an Ana de Armas vehicle. You got James
word.
Bond in there.
Captain
I
America's the
enjoy-
killer.
I like
Both.
Knives Out.
But yeah, they're okay. They're fun.
I mean, I could agree it's overrated if it's like super praised. I thought it was just like a solid thriller. I didn't think it was like anything amazing by any means.
It
but
did
good.
get a lot of praise. It did get a lot
Okay.
of praise. There's a third
Yeah.
one in the works already.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, yes, of course. If it's going straight to Netflix, it'll probably be shit. Did you guys check out the new John
I liked
Woo
Day One.
Killer?
No.
He redid his
No.
own movie as a Peacock
Oh
exclusive.
no, I didn't get to see that.
Oh,
no.
it's so bad. Okay,
Wait, it's on
80
Peacock?
It's yeah, you can check it out on the
Oh,
Cock. It's a
I
Peacock
will watch it.
exclusive. Yeah, check it out on the Cock.
I want to watch
80s
that and Silent Night, Silent Night. The
Silent Night
was
Oh,
okay.
that was I did
was
not like
mid.
that movie. Oof.
Midnight is what you could call it. Silent Midnight. 80s nostalgia guys back. $2. A Quiet Place movies are overrated.
You know what? I thought the
Disagree.
first one was.
Disagree.
I like
thought
both
the first
of them.
one was, but the sequel.
All three of them.
Yeah, I like the third
Yeah.
one too. That was good.
Yeah,
The
the third-
sequels have been addressing my issues with the first one. Now I appreciate them more. I actually really like all those now.
Yeah, they're fun. I like them all.
Yeah,
My
they're good.
daughter kind of picked out a, I don't know if you'd call this a plot hole, but she's like, how did they build their ship if they're blind?
I think someone
Yeah.
sent them. I think they're not like they can't build like they come in meteorites. I think someone sent them. I don't know.
It's the
We'll
same
find
as
out.
xenomorphs. Xenomorphs come on meteorites also. Like it's
But didn't they have a ship in the third movie? Didn't they come
no,
in
there was no ship.
No, it
Yeah.
was. They
Quiet
came down in
Place?
meteorites.
Yeah,
they came
there
down
was a
meteorites.
ship.
No, they came out in
Okay.
meteorites.
Did we watch the same movie?
That's the one where they have the things in the cornfields, right? And water
exactly.
kills them.
Yeah, water kills them. Yeah.
Same movie. Same
punches
one of them, Adam, and then he
says, "Welcome to Earth." And
yeah.
What was the peacock thing we just talked about? I'm trying to add it
to
my
killer.
List,
the killer.
The Count of Monte Cristo. Yeah.
The killer. Wait, wasn't that the
John Woo?
Oh, John Woo. Okay.
You're thinking of the David Fincher one?
Right.
The same title came out last year.
How annoying. Okay, well, I added this. Thank you.
Well, no, you don't watch it. It's horrible.
No, I'm gonna.
Okay,
like
well, what
Woo.
the fuck? Thanks,
to...
Adam, for the recommendation. This movie's ass. What?
Well, now I get to blame you for it.
Oh, it's a gender swap movie. So the lead is now Natalie, whatever her name is, who's never been in a good film ever, from Game of Thrones and the later Fast and the Furious movies. She's very attractive. She looks kind of like a new, I'd say, what the hell's her name from Sin City? Jessica Alba. She kind of has that.
Oh,
got a little bit of that flavor. Yeah, but no, the movie's absolute dog shit. Okay, Seth Foster for $5. Thank you, Seth. The Martian is overrated, man.
I disagree. Man,
with that one. Yeah,
man, The Martian, man. I love The Martian. It was my favorite movie from that year.
I saw it in theaters once and thought it was okay. No.
Okay.
I thought it was a good sequel to Interstellar.
There it is. There it is.
They both had Matt Damon, right? I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
Good. I thought it was a great movie that took place on Mars. And then you're like, what does that mean, Adam? Is there like something to that? No, I just like to talk, just like the water thing with Avatar. Yeah, it's a great movie that has water in it, clear crystal water. Okay, Amanda Robertson. No women actually watch the show, right?
Boys, wait, Adam, it's Boys Month. Get around.
Not on this channel.
If I had it my way, all channels would be fun.
Amanda Robertson, $1.99. Thank you, Amanda. Taken. ... One too many times.
Agreed.
And then she laughs at it. The first Taken is great. The second two are horrible.
Oh my god, those are so bad. Those sequels.
Remember when he uses like bombs as geolocation? He's like,
just throw grenades. I was like, are you serious?
Dude, that sent Liam Neeson down a path, bro. Like,
but you haven't truly lived until you see. I think it's the third one where they do about 30 cuts of him trying to jump over a fence.
Yeah,
which is.
I never saw the. I don't think I saw.
Oh my god!
They had to keep making up with the fact that he was like in his late 50s, going 60.
It's one of the worst edited movies I've ever seen in my life.
That's why I never watched Expendables 4 because I just.
That was bad.
So
that was bad.
I didn't like Expendables 1. I don't know how you guys kept going.
No, none of them are good. The second one is the only one that seems like kind of a movie. It felt like they had a budget in that one, but no, they're not good films. Thank you, Amanda. Yeah, Taken. I like Taken 1. Shadow Humor for $5. Long time Shadow Humor. Long Legs was different in a good way.
To each their own.
Yeah, I'd say it was different in a bad way.
Agreed.
Personally, yeah.
Agreed. It
also,
not as good as what it was trying to be in Silence of the Lambs, and that's about it.
It's called Long Legs because he's tall. That's it. It's fucking profound as hell. Perm for $5. Thank you, Perm. Fun stream, guys. I agree and disagree with all of you.
That's how we feel about each other right now.
That's right. That's
Fair enough, Perm. Fair enough.
Right. Appreciate that, Perm. The Blind Cinephile for $2.
The Matrix hate, man.
Damn.
He's specifying. Tony, how are you going to get us out of this one? The Matrix starring Keanu Reeves.
Send him to the tunnel. Get it off screen. Get him out of here.
He must mean the video game based on the movie.
Yeah, maybe he's talking about the Animatrix. Is that what he's talking about?
No, that's actually good.
Actually really good. Yeah.
It's actually
good.
The only good.
That might be the best.
Guys, I tried. Okay.
Neo.
All I did was just dig us deeper.
I was thinking of the video game, The Path of Neo, which does have Neo in it with Keanu Reeves playing the character. That's the one.
That's what it is. It can't.
And that was bad. I agree. That was bad. Thank you, Blind.
It's obviously not the first movie. Yeah.
No. How could it be?
No.
It can't be. Shadow Humor, $5. Underrated movie, Lamb. That movie. He's never gonna let it go. He's never gonna. He made me. I had a tier, foolishly, where people could pay me to watch and review what I would imagine are the most torturous films to ever sit through in existence. And this guy right here had me watch Lamb. Absolute garbage film. Like, that movie was so bad. A24 bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't wish it on my worst enemies. Shadow Humor's back. PG-13 superhero movies are overrated.
Overrated? Overrated?
Just all of them.
It's just all of them. That's so many.
Overrated.
The entire genre. My son Connor is 12 now, and he's already at the angsty, edgy phase of his life where he's like, "What's this movie rated?" I'm like, PG-13. Pass. No. It's R or bust for this guy. But then the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 trailer came out today, and he's like, "Yeah, I could see myself going to that one."
trying to still be punk.
Exactly. He's like, I guess I'll watch the trailer.
I guess I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, and
catch it at a matinee.
I go to the cheap seats for that one.
Yeah.
Oh, I should have brought in
my busy schedule.
I should have brought in Sonic is overrated. I didn't care about that movie at all.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
it's overrated, but also like video game movies are so bad that it's elevated to such a place.
It was weird when the second one came out. People kept assuming I saw it. They're like, "Wait, what did you think about Sonic 2?" I'm like, "I didn't fucking see it. What do you want me to talk about here?"
I did a top 10 greatest video game movies list, and I have to tell you, I was searching my heart out to find 10 video game movies that are even watchable. It was a hard pilgrimage to get through.
Yeah.
Hey, you just remind me, a little plug. The best video I think I've ever made for the channel across 4,000 videos is the top 5 or 6 horror games that need movies. And man, there's so many cool
You have Dead
ones.
Space on there?
I did at the time. Yep.
That's kind of a fan favorite.
Yeah, I have a lot of good ones actually in there, if I do say so myself. But the Flail made a good comment here. Equilibrium beats Matrix, and I wholeheartedly agreed. I love Equilibrium.
I love
That might be the dumbest edgelord take I've ever heard in my life.
I don't think it beats Matrix, but
did you say it beats the Matrix?
Dude, I love it.
I still think it's a really good
whole
movie.
Oh, let me use the back of my guns. Boom, 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 boom.
Dude, it originated Gun Kata. Come on.
Gun fu, we call it over here. But yeah, I like either one. We got 2 more super chats. I think Seth Foster for $2. Crash 2004 Oscar. Constant cliches and pandering. I think it's pretty well established that Crash is kind of a silly eye-rolly film.
I'll take the 90s Crash.
Yeah, that one's actually way better. Yeah.
With was that Cronenberg's Crash?
That's the James Spader one, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I think this is the appropriate super chat to end on. To the Shadow Humor for $5 says Adam Does Movies is underrated. Subscribe.
Is Shadow Humor Adam? Like now I feel
like
I'm putting on my tinfoil hat now.
It's an alias, of course. Yeah. I'm just in the corner. Like
You're just over here. It's like, oh, let me just check this real quick.
Subscribe to my channel. Oh shit, I did.
Oh fuck.
I like that you only thought your own comment was only worth $5, but sure.
Yeah.
I'm cheap. The Blind Cinephile for $5.
Disagree.
That's a disagree.
Now that you just said I'm cheap, here's this guy's $5 donation.
Disagree.
Can I reimburse? Scott Pilgrim loved it first few times, but now I think it's way too overrated.
I've never seen that happen.
Do you hear yourself? You've watched the movie multiple times.
Man, I don't know if it's overrated. It's only really liked by like kind of like niche groups. It never got big enough. Yeah,
I think that this is again like Tom's terrible It Follows pick. It's not hitting mainstream audiences like
all right,
It Follows pick.
Dude.
I love It Follows.
I love It Follows, if not his best.
I love It Follows. I'm saying that I don't know if it was mainstream enough for like an overrated list.
Scott Pilgrim, I think.
I think Scott Pilgrim. I feel like both of them are like cult classics.
They're cult classics now, but I don't know. I wouldn't call it overrated.
No,
some of the fans are annoying.
I think Scott Pilgrim that might be on like my top 50 of all time.
Yeah,
Scott Pilgrim. I fucking love that.
It's such a good movie.
And every time you watch it, you see like little nods and Easter eggs, and it references itself, and it's just
America didn't deserve that movie.
No, I was actually so happy with the animated series going different. Like,
I enjoyed the animated series. I had a lot of people shit on it, but I
like a lot of people were expecting it to just do the movie, but it's like, no, at the end of episode 1 you see they're going a totally different way from the movie, and I'm like, oh cool, let's fucking go. So yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Very good. All right, I think that's it. A good place to end, guys. I guess now we round robin plug our channels. Tony, you haven't really done this yet tonight, so if you want to tell people
honestly,
where
I've
they
been
can find
dying
you,
to know where you put your videos, man.
Like, if you could tell people for the first time tonight where they can find you, and then I'll read one final super chat at the end here. Go ahead, please.
You can find me in Hack the Movies. Hack the Movies
on low tier subtle
on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. We're rounding out the end of Boys Month. Adam, your episode did okay, and then it was 3 flop episodes, but Spawn brought it back, baby.
Dude, Spawn rules.
Spawn's good. Adam, it was actually Pedro's last episode, the Spawn episode. So you might want to go in there and leave a comment for Pedro. I think we're gonna do
I won't. No.
Well, thanks. We're gonna do one more live episode to round it out, and then I guess I'll bring the girls back on the channel next month. But yeah, check it out. We do a lot of fun stuff over there.
Traitor.
Boys Month, okay.
Cecil, what do you got?
Guys, come join me at the horror show. I'm sorry,
I'm just driving right now.
Don't worry, Adam. I'll make sure I enunciate.
Please.
No, guys, at the horror show channel, we are doing review. Like there's so many fucking movies coming out right now. We reviewed Blink Twice. We reviewed Scream. We reviewed.
Sorry, Cecil, you directed Dylan's New Nightmare?
Sorry, did you not know that?
Hold on. Let me delete my review of Dylan's New Nightmare right now. It's great.
I saw it.
Oh, it's too late.
Don't worry.
Now that's where you end the show.
Oh my God, I didn't know any of this.
I'm like, what's Dylan? Like, oh no, I reviewed that fan film. It was okay. I liked it. It was great.
Look, see, a professional YouTube channel would have looked at this stuff ahead of time and been like, "Well, I got news for you, Tony.
I wasn't
director's here today."
I didn't really have many complaints.
I'm surprised the DNN wasn't on your fucking list of overrated movies, motherfucker.
I'm surprised you're not mean. Actually, no, I was kind of nice to that movie. I wasn't mean at all.
No, it's still got a 98% like to dislike ratio, so I'm okay. Yeah. I'm okay.
I've made bad fan films, so it was way better than.
So I mean, to Tony's point, check out Dylan's New Nightmare if you haven't yet. It's a fan film sequel to Wes Craven's New Nightmare, made with Vincent DeSanti of Never Hike Alone fame. We're actually, we're in the works on a lot of stuff on the channel, but DNN 2 is in the works. We're actually hopefully going to be able to drop the hour and a half long behind the scenes feature of Dylan's New Nightmare. I want to try and do that Saturday for the 1 year anniversary of the film's release, but I don't know if it's going to be ready by then or not. So I'm working to try and find that out. But otherwise we review all the new movies. I'm working on DNN 2 behind the scenes, but there's an original film, a full length feature that I could actually, that's my own thing that we're getting going behind the scenes too. So all that good stuff. The YouTube channel is kind of just my outlet while I'm working on all that other stuff. But I love doing this. This kind of stuff. Adam, by the way, just to get a little personal for you, I appreciate you having me on. This has been really fun. Tony, Tom, you guys are awesome. This has been a ton of fun for me. So I really appreciate the invite. Because this is the alien thing was great. This is great. And this is the YouTube that I love. Yeah. Everyone does reviews and I get a little, tired of it over time, but this is awesome. So thank you guys, all of you.
You are always invited back. And I like the 4 panel. I think it's a good group of, it's a good number. It's a nice.
Yeah. You would have ruined it with those other 2 losers.
Yeah.
I'm actually really glad that Cody intentionally ducked out because he didn't want to be on this channel with you guys. He found out you guys were coming on. He's like, oh, I got the black lung, Pop. Yeah. Okay, and last, and I would say least is Tom.
Yeah, I would too. Thanks. Thank you so much for that. You can follow me on YouTube, guys. Chattel Bash Reviews, do movie reviews, trailer reactions, bunch of fun movie content there every single week. So definitely check that out if you're into movies like all of us here, which it seems like you are. You can find me on social media at Tom Chattel Bash, and I also have a film podcast, Film on Tap, which I do with a couple buddies of mine. Really fun. Do that every other week.
I was on that.
Yeah, and Adam was actually a guest on the show. Great guest. Actually, that's what I wish I could have said about you.
I'm due to be on it, guys, so look forward to that.
Yeah, so, Cecil will definitely pop by. Hack the Movies, I'm still kind of vetting you as we're talking, so...
You're like, heck the movies. You gave not really good review to the other guy on the panel. We're not backing you up.
I'm gonna fucking like deep dive on your YouTube, find like something from 5 years ago. It's like you talked about Fern Gully in a negative way, and for that, I'm out.
How dare!
Apparently, Tony at one point was dressed as a bear, recreating the scene from The Shining.
Yes. So, you dressed up in bear face, and for this reason,
bear face. The Midsommar episode, the girls made me dress up like the bear guy from Midsommar.
And Cecil, I look forward to your next movie. Not watching it, but I will listen to Tony's review. Of the film
there you go,
see,
perfect.
To see what it's about.
Definitely more entertaining than the film itself.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Yes.
But yeah, Adam, thanks for having all of us on,
course,
man. It was so much fun. So much fun.
It's always a good time with you guys. All right, last super chat, and this is from my brother Bubba 199. Scott Pilgrim is top with Speed Racer. Absolutely agree.
I love Speed Racer.
As underrated or overrated?
Overrated.
Underrated.
Speed Racer got like 2% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I don't give a fuck. Do I look like I give a shit?
I love Speed Racer.
Oh, okay. Jesus, that was a ride.
Like Halloween. It's like Halloween 3 to me.
Cecil says it's overrated.
It's because it's like Halloween 3 to me.
Okay, so I hate Cecil. Okay, got it.
I
hate Cecil, and I still mildly like you. Got it.
I'm still the villain, guys.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Gotcha.
I have no opinion on Speed Racer.
Some say.
Well, you had an opinion on DNN.
Yeah, I had a lot.
Some people say that Speed Racer is the Blair Witch Project of.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Guys,
Beautiful.
We're gonna let this one go.